that occurred there in the 90s, so not even that long ago. I mean, you can Google it and find lots of information about the murder itself online, but it is said that the gentleman that passed in the store is still in the store. So the investigators that come here have kind of done work to actually like try to release him.
And we're back. Wasn't that a great tour? We're in the process of making an Irish apple cake. So I have the batter doing a little something that might be a good chefy trick. Now, when we were sitting in the kitchen doing all of this other work, the batter started to seize up. It started to get a little bit cold, so the butter was solidifying. The cream was cold, and I was having chunks in the batter. So what I've done, you can fill your kitchen sink with hot water, you can fill a basin with hot water, and just put your bowl, or in this case my mixer bowl, into the hot water, and you'll see that we have warmed it, and now the batter is a whole lot better to be able to go into the pan. So that's what I was looking for. You can see now I've got a really nice, smooth, silky batter. So we've taken a 9-inch springform pan. We have greased it a little bit. You can put tallow, lard, Crisco, whatever you would like to use. I'm sure that they've used lard or tallow in it. Into that, we're going to put in our batter. Now remember, this batter is just a simple butter, eggs, sugar, flour, baking powder, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of cinnamon. It's going to look thin, and that's okay. We're adding 2 more layers to this. So we'll put our batter into the bottom of our springform pan. Like that. We're just going to make sure that it's nice and smooth, that it covers the whole base. It's lovely. And we'll continue with the apple portion. So we have 3 apples, and we are just in the process of peeling them. Simple. Okay, we'll clean up the board and we'll continue with building the cake. You're going to be setting your oven at 350, and this will take about 50 minutes to cook. Now they don't have to be laid in any pattern, but I like to. So you can put them in half circles all the way around. If you want, you can just put them in. Now, the Dugan family recipe did not call for cinnamon in the streusel. I put it in. It didn't call for cinnamon on the apples, and I feel like I want to add just a little sprinkling of cinnamon. You could also add some nutmeg. I'm not sure if nutmeg was in the original Irish recipe. Now the episode did not allow for us to have the time to make the box tea potato pancakes, but the recipe is going to be at the end, and it's just a pancake that you would make. I make a simpler one. I don't deep fry them, so you'll see that the recipe is like an oat pancake, and you can just make them in a skillet. So we're making it quite thick because when we cut this, the bulk of the deliciousness here is going to be the apples. So I'm laying them in a somewhat pattern so that they'll cook in a layer. So our little sponge cake at the bottom didn't look like much, but you can see where it's going to rise up and it's going to fill up in between those apples. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon sugar on the top, and then I'm going to add in the streusel. So I worked this with my hands so that I would get a real nice, warm, crumbly, fine crumbly topping. And there's quite a bit. It's also going to fill in the whole cake. This is delicious served with a vanilla custard. And that recipe is going to be at the end of the episode as well. A nice warm egg custard on top. Make sure that it's even. And there you have it. That's ready for the oven. It is a wonderful dessert, or you can even just have it as a tea cake. I hope you enjoyed our tour of Kawartha Settlers Village today. And try to make this cake. I think it's a warm way to use apples in the wintertime. Until next time, keep cooking.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
OHL on Rogers TV.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Colby Barlow has been finding the back of the net with regularity lately. The Winnipeg Jets prospect has 5 goals in his last 2 games. Tonight, he and the Oshawa Generals look to hand Kashawn Aitcheson and the red-hot Barrie Colts their first loss in more than 2 weeks. It's the Friday Night Faceoff. Colts Generals next. It's the Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV, CHL TV, and the OHL social apps. Good evening, everyone. I'm Adam Dunphy. Well, it's setting up to be a very good matchup here tonight. The Colts come in this game on a 6-game winning streak. They sit in top spot in the Eastern Conference. The Generals, meanwhile, they're looking to bounce back after a 6-1 loss to Guelph on Sunday. So far, though, this season series has been very one-sided. The Colts are a perfect 3-0 against the Generals so far. Their last win coming up in Barrie on New Year's Eve. The Generals come into tonight's game in 5th place in the Eastern Conference, but with a point tonight and some help on the out-of-town scoreboard, they could finish the evening in 3rd place. What we do know is that regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, the Colts will be in 1st place still at the end of the night. For more on this one, let's go up to the booth and join Mike Luck and Shane Hollinshead.
Thank you very much, Adam. Welcome, everyone. And certainly this game, when it became the Friday Night Faceoff, was billed as a battle for 1st place in the Eastern Conference. Only problem is, when you look at the Eastern Conference standings, it's so tight between 1st and 6th that it became a matchup of 1st versus 5th.
This is still one heck of a choice for a Friday night face-off, and you're right, Mike, how much can change over the course of 5 days. When we signed off Sunday night, the last time the Generals played, they were in 2nd place behind the Barrie Colts, but with the Kingston Frontenacs, Brantford Bulldogs putting some points in the bank, the Generals have dropped down to 5th. But look how tight it is, 1st through 5th, an absolute log jam. And the Barrie Colts, full marks for their 1st place standing right now. They've won 6 straight games after losing 5 straight prior to that, so they've done a great job in, for now, securing that 1st place spot, but a long way to go in this regular season.
Generals looking for a bounce-back game after losing to the Guelph Storm in this building on Sunday, just their 5th loss in regulation on home ice. They'll have to do it with some of the stars of this game, and certainly Colby Barlow, one of them.
This game is loaded with top-end talent, and let's start with Colby Barlow for the Oshawa Generals. 9 goals in his last 9 games, including a 4-goal effort against Peterborough 1 week ago tonight in this very building. So what has that done for Colby Barlow? That's given him 143 career goals in the OHL, vaulted him into the top 50 all-time in his history of the Ontario Hockey League, and this young man can score in all situations. Power play, shorthand, 5-on-5, 4-on-4, it does not matter. Riding a 9-game point streak, 17 points over that stretch, and there's a little bit of the Oshawa Generals flavor in the OHL all-time goal scoring category. John Tavares sitting number 1 with 215.
One of 4 NHL first-round draft picks in the Oshawa Generals lineup, the highlight of them being Calum Ritchie, the Colorado first-round.
Cal Ritchie hit the double century mark on Sunday, 200 games played in the Ontario Hockey League, and he continues to dominate. This season, 48 points in 26 games. His 1.85 points per game trails just Michael Misa of the Saginaw Spirit. We know about his time missed. Started the season in the NHL with the Colorado Avalanche. Went to World Junior Camp and the tournament with Team Canada. If you prorate his points per game over the course of a full season, it would translate to 125 points. This player does it all for the Oshawa Generals. He's a horse up the middle, and he'll be a big piece of any success the Generals are to have tonight.
Good pun. Speaking of horses, the Barrie Colts have dominated the season series, won all 3 games, outscoring the Generals 17-11, but all 3 of those coming before the trade deadline, which means the new Barrie battalion, if you'd like to call them, top line wasn't even there yet.
Rallying the troops, that's what we'll go with for the Barrie Colts here after the deadline, because it really does have a North Bay flavor, something that the Oshawa Generals are familiar with after the Eastern Conference final matchup last season. Owen Van Steensel, Dalyn Wakely, Anthony Romani, a trio for the Barrie Colts. And how about this trio combining for 301 points last season with the North Bay Battalion? Familiarity, chemistry comes predetermined with these players, and that trio as well. 3 straight Eastern Conference Finals appearances when they were members of the North Bay Battalion. Didn't make it to the OHL final in either of those 3 opportunities. A long way into the future, but they hope to buck that trend with their new squad.
Talked a lot about the offense. You can focus on some defense as well. 2 players in this game projected first-round picks in the NHL, led by Kashawn Aitcheson.
Absolutely. And what is the Ontario Hockey League? It is a development league, the very best development league in the entire world. And when you look at the 2025 NHL draft, no player is rising as fast as Kashawn Aitcheson. There is only one of him in this draft. No other player can affect a game from the back end in so many different ways. He will hit, he will fight, he can run a power play, leads this Barrie Colts squad in power play points, and he makes life miserable for the top players on the opposing side. He will impact the game in any way possible. He can do it in so many different ways, and you can be sure he will find a way to have an impact on this game here tonight.
There's a special moment of silence coming up for Shawn Simpson, the former OHL goaltender, former Sioux Greyhound and Oshawa General. And by the way, this coming February, starts tomorrow, is the OHL Talk Today Mental Health Awareness Month, which is certainly apropos as we give our thoughts to the family of Shawn Simpson and all of his friends. On the ice right now, that young man, his name is Cohen, and Cohen is a Sick Kids fundraiser. He started a campaign called Coco's Coco for Kids. His goal was to raise $350. He's certainly raised $50,000 for Sick Kids Hospital, getting the acknowledgement and a round of applause, and he will drop the puck tonight.
And you see that smile on that young man's face. You can't put a price on that, but $50,000 raised is certainly a fantastic number. Great job by Cohen.
John and Dawn representing Cohen and Coco's Coco for Kids with a check for $4,000.
Could we please have Bo Jelsma, captain of the Barrie Colts, and Ben Danford, captain of your Generals, to center ice for our ceremonial puck drop. Thank you once again to John and Dawn and Cohen for joining us at tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin tonight's game, we all heard the horrific news with the plane and helicopter crash recently in Washington. Sadly, among the people lost were members of the figure skating community, including members of the United States figure skating team and some Russian-born figure skating coaches. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire figure skating community. As well, former Oshawa Generals and Sioux Greyhounds goaltender Shawn Simpson passed away at the age of 56. Shawn played 33 games with the Generals. After his playing days, Shawn became an analyst for TSN. Shawn Simpson, once a General, always a General. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, and let's all observe a moment of silence in honor of former General Shawn Simpson and those who lost their lives in the United States. Thank you. Ontario Power Generation is the proud sponsor of the Oshawa Generals anthem. Let's join in the singing as loud as we can with the Canadian National Anthem as we're led by Williamsburg Public School.
With
of the Barrie Colts? Well, their goaltending is balanced as well. And how about the top save percentage in the OHL for Ben Horebic?
Yeah, Sam Hillebrand went last night against the Ottawa 67, so Ben Horebic gets the start here this evening. Stopped 32 of 35 in his last start, a 6-3 win over Brantford last Saturday. You said it, Mike. Best save percentage in the OHL, third best save percentage. The Colts post a formidable duo of goaltenders.
Jacob Oster's numbers overall have been good, but against the Barrie Colts, he's lost all 3 starts with a .516 goals against average. Looking to improve on that tonight.
And coming off a season low .773 save percentage in that 6-1 loss versus the Guelph Storm on Sunday. New game, new opportunity, and a chance to bounce back for the reigning OHL goaltender of the year.
It's the Gens and Colts, the OHL Friday Night Faceoff, live on OHL socials and on YouTube as well. As we get set to bring it to you from Oshawa, first period is brought to you by Downtown Whitby. The Barrie Colts have won 30 games this season, 15 of them at home, 15 on the road. The Generals have dominated at home. 18 of their wins have come on home ice. As we're underway in Oshawa, Mike Luck, Shane Hollinshead, Adam Dunphy, our Rogers TV crew in Durham. Owen Griffin will take a shot. That goes wide of the goal. D'Amato on the far side will keep it in. Third line against third line to start for these two teams. Turning in his own corner, Tristan Bertucci plays it to Kashawn Aitcheson, and he'll get it ahead. Emil Hemming will look rink wide. Finds Bodie Stewart. He'll knock it in. Avoid the bump from Andrew Gibson, who gets the puck to the blue line and out as Grayson Tiller sends it back in.
A little bit of line juggling for the Oshawa Generals. Luke Torrance dropped down with Owen Griffin and Matt Buckley. You'll see Ethan Martin playing alongside Beckett Sennecke and Calum Ritchie, providing some depth for the Oshawa Generals against a very deep Barrie Colts team.
Yeah, Jelsma Patterson out there with Cole Bodwin. World Junior forward as Jelsma takes a big bump along the boards. The Barrie captain. Turnover in the offensive zone for Oshawa. Danford to the net. That one tipped off of Barlow just wide. Gives chase and knocks down Akey. As back the other way, Jelsma carries across. That's an offside call as he dragged it back, and he took a big hit from Sandu after delivering the pass.
Physicality on display for the Generals in the first minute and 19 seconds of this game. Colby Barlow closing a gap on Bo Akey. First, the deflection from Barlow goes wide, pursues the puck, and puts Akey on his back. Then down the wing, Jelsma on what ends up being an offside. Here you see the holdup, and was about to be a cross-ice pass while his mates crossed the line before Jelsma was buried by Zach Sandu. Physicality against the high-end forwards of a top team is always a priority. A good start in that department for the Oshawa Generals.
Now the two top lines out. Ritchie, Sennecke joined by Ethan Martin. And the former North Bay line. And Dalyn Wakely with Van Steensel and Romani. A line that was unbelievable in their time in North Bay with over 300 points together. As Ritchie gets it across to Sennecke, drops for D'Amato, walking in a shot, rebound came out, and that one hit Bertucci in front. Sennecke again turns and fires Horebic to stop. Martin with a big check on Bertucci. Morelli, turnover, cross for D'Amato, looks in front, they score! It deflects off Kashawn Aitcheson and full to Horebic. If it didn't hit Aitcheson, pretty sure the backdoor tap in was there anyway. But Luca D'Amato opens the scoring for Oshawa.
The Generals buzzing in the offensive zone. The Ritchie and Sennecke combination with their new line mate in Ethan Martin. And what's Martin on that line for? Physicality. There you see him get in the corner, separate man from puck. Luca D'Amato with a pinch in from the line, looks back door, instead finds a deflection. And how about the sauce from Luca Morelli to put it on his D partner's tape? Beautiful pass. Unconventional finish, but the Gens will take it. They're up one, and a great start against the top team in the Eastern Conference.
Both coaches working through the lines as the fourth lines are out now. Long shoot in from Franson, and he'll end up right on the doorstep of Horebic, and that will draw the crowd.
Four nothing shots on goal for the Generals just over 2 minutes in. Right from puck drop, the Generals came to play, and that has not been the case from time to time as of late, specifically Sunday against the Guelph Storm. A game in which the Generals lost on home ice 6-1. Solid bounce back, solid start very early in this game for the Gens.
Morelli off the face-off win. Down for Ethan Toms. Turns, threw it towards the net. That one blocked by Passmore. Carter Lowe will take it. Take a bump as well. Patterson, who takes the extra shift. Barrie going with one forward short and the extra defender tonight. As Lowe plays this puck ahead to open ice. Cut off at center by Simon Wang, who absorbs the bump and knocked down Passmore. Here's Franson. Got it to Toms. Looks out front. And Rogowski was tied up. Generals certainly bringing the physical aspect to start this game. Dumped in by the Colts, who start a full-scale line change. That gives Morelli time to set up behind his net. Luca Morelli plays to Simon Wang, the other projected first-round pick defenseman. Aside from Kashawn Aitcheson. D'Amato couldn't get that by the forecheck in front of Hemming. And back the other way, Griffin, his long shot, big rebound came out. But the Colts will grab it. Starting ahead is Gardner, the former Ottawa 67. That looked like it was close to offside as they cross the line. Aitcheson's shot fires wide. Torrance turns with it. The Gens got a chance to clear. It's D'Amato. Rink wide backhand, finds Griffin in stride. Crosses with Buckley. Owen Griffin pulls it around. Griffin to the net, trying to slide it home. Hrebeck makes the save. Danford, quick shot by Barlow. That goes high off the blocker. On it is Aitcheson. He avoids a hit as he gets it to the line, kept in momentarily by Gibson. Powell will send it right back in for Oshawa.
Physicality has been returned favor by the Barrie Colts on that last shift. They've upped their physical game as well.
Powell turns, top of the circle, a shot. He looked low, got dumped down by Patterson after it. Bodwin trying to skate away, caught from behind by Sinavori. Patterson ranges back, gives to Grayson Tiller. He looks ahead off of Bo Jelsma. Tipped into the Oshawa zone. Out to play it is Oster. Here's a chance down low, walking out front, bobbled puck, and Oster will fight it off the Bodwin backhand and hang on.
Couple words between Barlow and Jelsma after that play, but let's circle back to some beautiful dangles here from Owen Griffin. Sells hard on the shot and is able to dance around the defender. Griffin enters the offensive zone with speed, and it's actually Brad Gardner, the forward on the back end, who he's able to get around. Big save by Hrebeck to not only make the first save, but steer the rebound opportunity to the corner.
Gardner, one of 3 Dallas Stars prospects in this game, along with Emil Hemming and Tristan Bertucci. Easy night for Dallas. A couple of Vancouver picks and Edmonton picks on the Barrie Colts as well.
Yeah, plenty of NHL flavor in this game on both sides of the puck.
9 drafted players for the Colts. Both of these teams know that a tone being set here for a potential deep playoff run and matchup, but also it's the final game of the regular season between these two, final meeting between these two teams. So any tone set here will have to be repaid.
Maybe more importantly for the Generals as well, having lost all 3 games in the season series.
Ritchie leaves it on the blue line for Sandu. He throws it in the open corner for Sennecke. Sennecke turns to the blue line. Danford will kick it in deep into the corner. Martin had the stick slashed out of his hand as he went for the puck, and Bodwin will find it behind his net and start away. Cole Bodwin with lots of time. Both teams are completing changes, and so he'll go back with it. Toms keeps an eye on him now. Gabriel Eliasson off of Van Steensel. Tipped into the Oshawa zone where Oster will play it for Gibson. Up the boards, and a big hit. Stepping up was Eliasson on Franson. Ripped across the blue line by Passmore. Wakely comes in with Van Steensel. Quick shot, that one goes wide, and we've got a penalty in the corner. And down went Andrew Gibson, and he's holding his shoulder as Dalyn Wakely took him into the boards. And so Barrie will take the first penalty of the game, and it comes 200 feet from their own net.
Yeah, Gibson looks better skating back to the bench than he did when he first took the tumble. Keep
and
an
I
eye
think
on.
they're going to review this. Hang on. Is this a slew foot? Right away, referee Hillary Brennan went to the other referee and Mac Nickel and said, we want to have a look at this, and it has got all the hallmarks of a slew foot. And they're going to review it. We'll take another look, but I have a feeling this might be the end of the night for Dalyn Wakely.
And a 2-game suspension, which is huge for one of the top players for the Barrie Colts. Wakely, 19 goals, tied for the team lead, alongside Riley Patterson. And you're right, Mike, everything on this replay points to slew foot.
So the slew foot definition: kicks out the feet from underneath and drags back with the upper arm. Watch the right foot right there, a kick out. And watching it the whole time, Hillary Brennan, she kept her eyes focused on that play. And right away went, I want to have another look at this. And so they're reviewing.
And I think the right call was made on the ice, and certainly nowhere close to enough to overturn it to not be
on the left
a
of the
slew
screen.
foot.
You're going to see the kick out right there. And the telltale sign is Gibson's feet, as they're both launched up in the air right there. You can't really see the contact of the leg, but you see the result of it. And this has been a fairly common infraction once it's seen and reviewed.
Well, and I'll be honest, this is one of the more clear-cut slew foots that we see in the Ontario Hockey League. A lot of time it's open to interpretation or debate, or
there are
people
no guarantees
argue.
from this booth.
Right, we do get reviews wrong, maybe more often than not, which shows how difficult the referee's job is. But this review is done, and we'll see if there's a point and a hit the showers type signal.
We haven't seen that, and now we do. And
Yep.
That's the end of the night for Dalyn Wakely.
And
it's a 5-minute penalty.
And that's the right call. That is a slew foot in the corner. It's a tough loss for the Barrie Colts. The explanation is being given to Wakely, who, of course, would disagree with the call, but...
Well, if Wakely has an argument, it's that he didn't throw the arm back to drag him down, but the problem is he kicked the feet out from under behind a player. And that is, you know, the definition, it is a term is slew foot. And so without the arm dragging back, it still goes as a 5-minute major, and a huge opportunity for the Oshawa Generals with the #1 center out of the lineup now for the Barrie Colts.
Jaden Newton comes over to serve the 5-minute major. Power on power here. Oshawa 4th-ranked power play. Barrie 3rd-ranked penalty kill in the OHL.
Here's Luca Morelli. Down for Sennecke. Pass back to the point was broken up. Gets back to Morelli anyway. Fires it down. Sennecke knocks it out of the air, trying to chip it over towards Barlow. And Barlow finds some open ice to give it to Calum Ritchie. Ritchie walking in. Down to Barlow. Kicks back to the point to Morelli. Looks rink wide. Sennecke pulled back the fire. Goes to Morelli. Back for the front of the net. And knocked out of the air by Morelli. That comes out. Here's Sennecke busting in. Drops it off for Ritchie. He'll fire. Blocker save made. A good one by Hrebeck, and then poked down the ice by Bo Jelsma.
As you would expect with two top teams, all kinds of league leaders across the board on each side. But on the power play side of things, Colby Barlow, Beckett Sennecke, both top 10 in the league in power play goals. And Beckett Sennecke, in fact, is 4th in the league in power play points.
Powell knocks down a puck, gives it to Griffin. Generals just 2 for 11 in the season series. On the man advantage, Griffin goes across. Matthew Buckley fires. Rebound came out. Cinnavori takes a swing at it. Sent down the ice by the Colts, and that one hopped over the stick of Oster. Thankfully, he was wide of his own cage. Luca D'Amato. Griffin and Cinnavori play pitch and catch, get it across the line to Powell. Powell back for D'Amato. Buckley wants a one-timer and fires. Big save made. Huge high rebound came out, kept into the point by D'Amato. Down for Powell, looks back for D'Amato. Walks to the middle, gives to Griffin. Griffin slides it down low, but it's broken up. And that's sent down the ice by Gabriel Eliasson, the Ottawa Senators' 2nd-round pick.
That 6'7" frame and reach on the penalty kill pays dividends as Eliasson breaks up the pass and sends it down the ice.
First 2 minutes gone by in the 5-minute major. Generals get their top unit back out. Sennecke for Morelli. Back for Sennecke. Tried to slide it down for Ritchie. Gets it right back. Now gives to Ritchie behind the icing line. Couldn't control it. Torrance up the boards. Barlow for Morelli. Long, quick shot. An easy wrist shot stop that's set high in the air. Passmore will knock it down. Comes out to Barlow, and his shot is blocked. Ritchie over to Sennecke. Looking back across for Ritchie, broken up by Patterson, and he'll backhand it down the ice. Effective kill so far by the Barrie Colts, killing off half of the 5-minute major.
And good sticks in lanes. Block shots is usually a key on a penalty kill, but sticks in lanes can work wonders as well. And the Barrie Colts have done a great job on that so far in this PK.
Gens gain the zone again. Sennecke looking across for Ritchie, hit the skate. And Barrie once again, when they get the opportunity, get the clear. Now 2 minutes left in the 5-minute major. 12-2 are the shots in favor of the Generals. Haven't generated more than 2 shots on this power play yet, though, as Griffin brings it in. Buckley down low for Sinavori, swings it around the boards. It'll come to Owen Griffin. The Gens get set up. D'Amato, Buckley wants it, gets it. One-timer, that one blocked by Bertucci. Powell now looking back out for Griffin, partially blocked. And the Gens get control. Down for Powell. Powell looking cross crease and end up underneath the goaltender. And then Griffin with a late slash. Draws a punch from the Barrie D, but no call from the referees.
Couple opportunities more so towards the first minute and a half of this power play. We'll circle back to Cal Ritchie with the quick release, Hrebeck with the blocker save, and then Matt Buckley, despite a wobbling, rolling puck, still able to get off his patented one-timer from his offside at the top of the circle. Has scored plenty of power play goals with that very play, that very one-time situation. Now under 90 seconds remaining in the 5-minute major.
Big face-off win by Bodwin, and he'll rip it all the way around, or get some help to do that by Grayson Tiller. All the way down the ice. With 1:20 left to go on a 5-minute major. Dalyn Wakely out of the game for a slew foot. Sent around the boards by Barlow. Sennecke leaves it for Ritchie at the point. Trying to feed it through the legs of Bodwin, gets it to Barlow. Sennecke calling for it. Barlow will shoot, and looking behind him was Hrebeck. And it took a while for the referee to blow the whistle. Torrance went in there to search it out, but the goaltender had it.
And can kind of see if you read lips, that puck was out, the official is saying, and she's absolutely right. Good non-whistle until Hrebeck falls back and covers the puck. This deceptive release, little hesitation, then a quick release, and the official has a great look at it. The puck had squirted through Hrebeck and was laying between his legs behind him. The fallback was the key there to cover the puck and get the whistle.
Approaching the halfway mark of this first period. Final minute of a 5-minute power play for the Generals. They win the face-off. Barlow looks across the point to Morelli. Swings it down low for Sennecke. Leaves for Ritchie. Between the legs. Buys some room. Takes it around the net. Ritchie switches with Morelli. Looks for Sennecke. Riley Patterson quickly on him. Morelli wants to pass. Ritchie one-timer. Rebound. What a save there by Hrebeck as he reached back with the left pad. Sennecke for Ritchie. At the point is Morelli. Ritchie leaves it for him. Luca Morelli wants a pass. Gets it back for Sennecke. Sennecke finds Ritchie. Ritchie walking in. 2 drags. Then a fire. The rebound. Barlow couldn't get to it. Now doesn't. Shoves to Morelli. Down low Torrance. Looking short side. That one blocked. 10 seconds left in the man advantage. And a giveaway. But the Gens get it back. Morelli trying to find it. Barlow does in front for Sennecke. And I think Hrebeck got a poke check out on that. Knocked down by Torrance. Penalty over. Newton back on the ice. Gens still press. Morelli looking for Barlow. Torrance is there. Into the corner. Sennecke couldn't walk out with it. It's underneath him. Aitcheson drug him down, and he'll skate away. And Barrie will reset after a huge kill of a 5-minute major.
9 shots on goal for the Oshawa Generals on that 5-minute major, and a handful of great scoring opportunities as well. Barrie bends, but don't break, and they keep this game at 1-0 after the 5-minute major.
Well, the best opportunity looked like a tap-in for Luke Torrance at the end of that. And the left pad of Ben Hrebeck shot out as Franson dumps this puck in. Brooks Rogowski steered aside by Eliasson. Tom's in the corner. Puck squirts loose. Franson looking for it. Toms couldn't walk it out front. Romani now looks rink wide, and Rogowski's got it. Plays to Sandu. Andrew Gibson, by the way, who looked like he was shaking up on that initial hit, is on the bench and steps back on the ice now. As Franson Looks out front for Gibson. Romani trying to break back the other way against Simon Wang. Wang uses his long reach to poke the puck away. Good play by the rookie, and he's got the puck back the other way. Wang for Ethan Martin. Martin will play it around the zone. Griffin out. Pinned to the boards by Tiller. Buckley in digging for it as well. And Wakely will come up with it. Slides it ahead, starting away is Hemming. Finds Bodie Stewart. His centering pass broken up. Martin starts back the other way to Griffin. Griffin will slide it by Wakely. Hemming back around the zone for Jelsma. And now Tiller settles it down along with Wakely in the Barrie zone. Jelsma, D'Amato had stepped up on him. Jelsma goes for a skate to the other side and will dump the puck in. Oster to play it. Barlow along the boards. Looks ahead, fed it too far for Cinnavore. This will be an icing call against the Gens. We'll get the TV timeout, the first of them, with 6:53 to go in his first period. 1-0 Oshawa leads. It's the OHL Friday Night Faceoff, Gens and Colts on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Hello, my guest is Mike Conant, a financial advisor who's going to share some key points on how best to plan for retirement. Join us and learn the story behind the person right here on Rogers TV.
Knights of Columbus TV Bingo, 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV. Buy your tickets from your local merchants for your chance to win up to $5,000 every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Oshawa. Colby Barlow on a 9-game point streak, 9 goals, 8 assists for 17 points on that run.
Yeah, if you missed our show open, he cracked top 50 all-time in the Ontario Hockey League on Sunday with his goal against the Guelph Storm. 143rd career goal for Barlow, 2-time 40-goal scorer with the Owen Sound attack. 9 goals over the last 9 games doesn't hurt either.
Wakely watched by Noah Powell. Puck tipped in off low. Oster out to play it, making a bit of a mess of it. Look out, gave it away. Barrie trying to center it. Oster scrambles back into his crease. Tiller from the point. That shot made it through. Oster to save. Patterson trying to turn away from D'Amato. Riley Patterson knocked down. Newton there as well. D'Amato wins the battle over the 2 Barrie Colts. And Cinnavore comes up with it out to center. Wakely kicks it away from Powell. And Newton taken to the boards by Cinnavore as Oster plays it to Simon Wang.
Better handle there from Oster. He's fought the puck a little bit more often so on dump-ins. We've seen him fumble it a little bit on that last, the one before that last rim around. He fought it, but things are back under control. 16-3 the shots on goal in favor of the Oshawa Generals, very much aided by that 5-minute man advantage in which they notched 9 shots on the power play.
Yeah, Oshawa went out to an 8-1 shot lead and then got the man advantage. But a good hold by the Barrie Colts, who are down to 7 forwards now. We'll check that. 10 forwards.
Yeah, 11-7 the alignment for the Barrie Colts. And without Dalyn Wakely, if you just tuned in, 5-minute major and a game misconduct for slew footing.
And that will carry supplemental discipline. Aitcheson has lost his helmet, and a high sticking penalty is coming. But the high stick, I believe, is going against the Barrie Colts. Although Aitcheson had lost his helmet, that wasn't what brought that out. We've got a TV timeout again with 5:47 to go in this first period. The Gens are up 1, headed back to the man advantage on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
My OHL is where every player feels safe and respected. Well, I truly believe that the OHL has been on the forefront of empowering our players to have a voice. The off-ice development, I think, is as important, if not more important, to the players' success. They're part of the community. There's a responsibility to treat people with respect. All teams, I think, have felt a great sense of responsibility in that regard to make sure the message has been clear.
Luke Torrance and the Oshawa Generals are back to the man advantage. Torrance had the fantastic opportunity on the last Gens power play, the 5-minute major, stopped with the heroics of the left pad of Ben Horevic. The number one unit will go right back to work. Although Ritchie will be kicked out of the face-off dot, so Torrance will come in on his weak side to take it.
Barrie Colts, one of the best PK teams in the league, third ranked in the OHL, but have given up a power play goal against in 4 straight games.
Aitcheson sent it down the ice, and Morelli will start from his own zone. A couple of drop-back options. Barlow looks ahead. Sennecke was offside, though. Good call there by Brendan Barletta.
This will come back to where the pass came from. Was he inside his own line, or was he in the neutral zone? Wish my memory was a bit better on that pass release, and I think that's what the linesmen are talking about right now.
They're discussing it right now. And
oh, they're actually going to say the pass was deflected on its way to Sennecke, so it'll be a conventional outside the offensive blue line face-off.
Marty Williamson disagrees with that. I can't really blame him.
Yep, linesman gave the deflection signal when pointing to where the face-off ended up being.
Colts win another draw, though, and they'll send it all the way down. Oster out to play it again. Bowden watching him. He gives it to Ritchie. Swinging around the zone to Morelli. Luca Morelli, the Columbus Blue Jackets prospect, banks it back for Ritchie. Cross for Barlow for Ritchie, and he'll gain the zone, then lost the handle. Gens get it back, though. Morelli slows it down. Barlow for Ritchie. Back for Barlow. Good pressure by the Colts, though, right back out on the Gens. And Patterson's got it shorthanded. He'll take a long shot wide of the goal.
You have to watch out for the Barrie Colts while shorthanded. 10 shorthanded goals, tied for most in the OHL, but they're very best in that category. And Dalyn Wakely, among the OHL leaders with 3, is out of this game.
Barlow drops back for Ritchie. Gains the zone across for Sennecke. Takes it skate to stick and then finds Barlow for Sennecke. Sennecke to Ritchie. One-timer from Morelli. That one's deflected and will end up out of play with 38 seconds left in the man advantage. Unit 2 will come on.
Good job by Evan Passmore blocking that shot. Did not play last night against the Ottawa 67s. For the Generals, the man advantage, pucks towards goal. Always a priority. 9 shots on goal on that 5-minute major. Haven't been able to get one past Ben Horevic, who's been very good, has faced 16 shots and a lot of shorthanded time in front of him.
Sinavori in against Gardner, who is one of the best in Ottawa. In the face-off dot, Gens win it. D'Amato for Buckley. Pulls it back, looks down low. Powell, cross crease. And it didn't find Griffin on the far side, and Gardner's got it back the other way. Van Steensel heads to the net. Brad Gardner a shot. And wanting to play it was Oster, but he had to grab onto it first with Van Steensel smartly heading to the net. So the face-off will be in the Oshawa zone with 21 seconds left in the man advantage.
Not a lot of time to work with here for the Generals. Defensive zone face-off. See if they put out a second defenseman, and I think that's what they're going to do here. Andrew Gibson comes over the wall for Lowry Sinavori. So power play almost expiring, so the Generals making sure to get that 4th forward off of the ice.
Bodwin wins the draw cleanly. Gibson quickly out on Elias and forces him back into the neutral zone. But Aitcheson will shoot it down the length of the ice. And D'Amato will have to start from there. 10 seconds left in the man advantage. One last rush for the Generals as Griffin takes it. Owen Griffin into the corner. Ends up behind the goal. Bertucci steps back on after serving the high sticking minor. The team's back to 5 aside. Noah Powell gets up to the blue line, drops it off for Gibson. He'll wind and fire. Save made and deflected out of play by Horevic with 3:32 to go in this first period.
So, Mike, last Friday we broke some NHL news. Well, we didn't break it. We reported it with Mikko Rantanen being surprisingly traded to the Carolina Hurricanes. Well, how about 1 week later, JT Miller has been traded from the Vancouver Canucks to the New York Rangers.
Subject of trade rumors for quite some time.
The drama finally over in Vancouver.
Adam Dunphy, a Vancouver fan, might do a whole segment on it in the first intermission. We'll see. He'll have an interview, of course. And the Generals will try to add to their lead before they get to that break. Rogowski dropped back. Eluded Franson. Back the other way comes Jelsma with Romani. Jelsma jumping up into Dalyn Wakely's spot between Romani and Van Steensel. Aitcheson will keep it in at the point. Looks across, finds Jelsma, and way out to make the save was Oster.
Just his second save of this first period, but a fantastic one. Sounded like it caught a piece of his stick.
Rogowski couldn't get it out. Slashed out by Franson. He does. Toms goes down awkwardly as he was bumped about 3 feet from the boards. And Ethan Toms seems to be favoring his upper body as he heads back to the Generals bench slowly.
That was an awkward fall, and keep an eye on him if he can return for another shift. Maybe have to find out after the intermission.
Gardner deep in the General zone, lifts the stick of Morelli, but Morelli got his skate in the way, and Ritchie will skate away with it, then turns back away from the pressure. And now will start out. Gave the puck away, fighting to get it back. Continues to joust. Barrie's offside, and it'll be the call inside the General zone.
Yeah, Baudouin doesn't necessarily agree with that. He wasn't playing the puck, and that's the discussion right now. He was just bracing for impact, but officials will blow a delayed offside down based on pending physical contact. And here's a look at some physical contact as Ethan Toms gets cross-checked into the boards. Owen Van Steensel with the stick to the lower back, and that can throw players off balance. Toms is getting tended to by the trainer on the bench, but has not headed down the tunnel. Hopefully he's okay and can return for his next shift.
Falling was Tiller. That gives Sennecke an opportunity to gain the zone. Beckett Sennecke looks in front, almost played it off the defender again. Morelli will keep it in at the point. Ritchie spins it down for Sennecke. Martin to the front of the net. Ritchie looks back to the point. Wang a shot, that one blocked. Simon Wang again threw it on goal, hit the skate of Martin. Flying the zone quickly was Hemming, and that one was offside. Almost looked like it hit something at the Generals bench and slowed the puck down, or just took an awkward bounce off the boards. Minute and a half left in this first period. Powell backhands it deep into the zone. Eliasson plays it around. Baudouin will get it out to center. Look out, D'Amato gave it away, but then blocked the shot of Patterson, who centers the puck. He makes it all the way back to the blue line. Lowry Sinovori runs into Eliasson as he crossed the blue line. And it was the more diminutive Sinovori who won the better of those battles.
Yeah, Sinovori didn't try to go around that mountain. He wanted to go right through it.
Now they meet in the corner again. This time Eliasson throws Sinovori aside as Baudouin takes a big bump from Powell. Carter Lowe will backhand it into the Oshawa zone.
Must be that whole Sweden-Finland thing.
The Four Nations face-off begins early at the junior level as Griffin carries ahead through center. Torrance sliding it ahead. Griffin will get to it. Backhand. That one deflected by Aitcheson. Buckley spins him around and takes the puck in the corner. Sends it behind the goal. 15 seconds left in the period. Griffin looks back to the point. Gets it right back. Gives to Sandu. Across the blue line, Danford. Fans calling for a shot. 8 seconds left. He takes it. Van Steensel with 5 seconds left on a rush, but Danford gets the body position back, and the period will end there. 17-6, the shots in favor of the Generals, but they had the benefit of 2 power plays, including a 5-minute major, neither of which they could score on. The Gens lead the Barrie Colts 1-0 after 1 period of play. You're watching the OHL Friday Night Faceoff on OHL and right here on Rogers TV.
Hi, Glenn Ward here for the Knights of Columbus TV Bingo. I'm here with Mike from Stop and Shop on Wentworth. We're proud sponsors of the Oshawa Generals, and we hope you'll join us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for Knights of Columbus TV Bingo on Rogers TV.
Downtown Whitby is more than just a downtown. It's a vibrant blend of historic charm and modern life. With over 300 businesses and services, you'll find everything you need. Shop, dine, and discover why downtown Whitby truly has it all.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdsville, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
4 nations facing off.
For what?
For friend.
And foe.
4 teammates.
Turned rivals. For the frozen ponds of Sweden.
And Scottsdale.
For still believing in miracles. Lejonal.
40 kronor.
For the Maple Leaf. For the entire world to see.
4 nations facing off.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
1-0, the Oshawa Generals lead the Barrie Colts after one period of play. Pleased now to be joined by Colts defenseman Kashawn Aitcheson. And Kashawn, you lose a pretty big player in that first period in Dalyn Wakely for the match penalty for the slew foot. But you guys successfully kill off the 5-minute major. How much momentum do you get from a kill like that?
Yeah, obviously losing a big player like that hurts, but then, you know, when we have a strong goalie in net keeping us in it and obviously good work ethic on the kill, it definitely gives us momentum.
Of course, Barrie fans and Oshawa fans will remember the playoff series between your two clubs last season. You guys were on the losing end of that one. Is that still a motivating factor for you in these games?
Yeah, obviously everyone remembers what happened last year, and you know, we have a really strong team this year, so every time we come to this building or they come in at ours, we take it personal.
It's a big, or you had a big trade deadline, your Colts side did. You got a lot of big name players. What are the expectations in the dressing room for your team this season?
Yeah, you know, I think we all think we're the best team in the league, and I think we can play that every night. We just have to stick to our structure and, you know, keep playing with that grit and energy.
Finally, Kashawn, you are, I believe it's 15th in the NHL Central Scouting's rankings for North American skaters. Do you feel any extra pressure this season with it being your draft year?
Honestly, no, because just thinking about winning with this squad, obviously, playoffs is on my mind, and obviously the championship is where my eyes are, so nothing really, no.
Kashawn, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Kashawn Aitcheson of the Barrie Colts. First intermission coverage continues after the break here on Rogers TV.
Downtown Whitby is more than just a downtown. It's a vibrant blend of historic charm and modern life. With over 300 businesses and services, you'll find everything you need. Shop, dine, and discover why downtown Whitby truly has it all.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Make sure you catch the OCAA Stars of Tomorrow as the Durham Lords make their way to be crowned national champions. Catch the game of the week, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Rogers TV Durham.
Hi,
I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Today we're looking at agility skating.
Edge control is crucial to developing overall skating skills. Keep the knees over the toes with feet together, with both skates on the ice. Use the inside and outside edges to slalom using tight, sharp turns, pushing through the heels. Do the same movement backwards, this time pushing through the balls of the feet. Weaving on one leg allows players to feel the inside and outside edges of their skates. Create propulsion and speed by putting weight on and off the glide leg. When weaving backward, it's necessary to place pressure more on the toe in order to maintain balance versus pushing pressure on the heel when going forward.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Welcome back inside the Tribute Community Center. A wonderful moment before puck drop here tonight as the dairy farmers donated a check to Cohen Lane for his program, Coco's Cocoa for Kids. And I'm very pleased to be joined by Cohen right now. Cohen, what exactly is Coco's Cocoa for Kids?
Well, Coco's Cocoa for Kids is a fundraiser that me, my mom, and my dad made. It's basically to raise money for Sick Kids Hospital and bring awareness to them and show how much of a great hospital they are.
So what exactly do you guys do to raise that money?
So we sell hot chocolate on our driveway, and we've upgraded the stand each year, and yeah.
So why did you choose Sick Kids Hospital as the charity you wanted to help out?
So my cousin, when he was 3 months old, he actually had infant botulism. So they had to take him to Sick Kids, and they flew in a $50,000 vial from a military base camp in California, and they saved his life. So we've actually gained the $50,000 back, and that's basically why, yeah.
Well, that's quite an amazing story. And for you personally, how does it make you feel to help out and make such a big difference?
It makes me feel so good because I'm making a difference for Sick Kids, and it just feels nice, yeah.
And you're getting notice for your charity work as well, as you've got this medal here on your very stylish suit, by the way. I have to say, you're making me look bad right now, but that's okay. Tell me a little bit about this medal.
So this medal is the King Charles III Coronation Medal, and only 25,000 Canadians have this. And I got it a couple days ago, and it's just awesome, yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. And if people watching at home want to help out in your fundraising efforts, how can they do that?
So we have a website and we have a fundraising thing. I'm pretty sure the fundraising page is on the website, and our website is cocoforkids.com, COCOCOFORKIDS.com.
Thank you so much for your time, and all the best in your continued charity work.
Thanks.
First intermission coverage continues after the break here on Rogers TV.
The day you came to this planet, our lives changed forever.
Team Sonic on 3. Team Sonic! Dude, we got a rogue alien on the loose. We need to stop it.
You're a colorful bunch with shadows powered.
We can rule humanity. It won't happen, but I respect the confidence. Everyone's in danger. Sonic! This ends now.
You are right. This ends now.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
In para hockey, the ice tilts in favor of men.
But that will never stop us.
United by passion, battling for equity. We are the National Women's Para-Hockey Team of Canada.
We're here.
We're hungry.
We're ready.
Ready to inspire.
Ready to leave our legacy.
Ready to be supported and make history.
It's our time.
Are you ready?
Do you like movies? You do? What a coincidence, because I host a show called Cinema-Scene, which features movie reviews and interviews. It's the big screen on the small screen with Cinema-Scene.
Hey you! Yeah, you! Are you looking for new and exciting recipes to make in your kitchen? What's that? You need them to be gluten-free too? Not a problem. I'm Joel Mislik, the gluten-free guy, and I'll show you how to make some great recipes right in your own kitchen. Grab your apron and let's watch some gluten-free guy right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Oshawa, the Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV. 1-0, the Generals lead the Colts after one period of play, but that score doesn't really tell the story in terms of the momentum Oshawa gained or the penalty trouble Barrie found themselves in. Oshawa with 7 minutes of power play time in that first period. A very physical first period. This the fourth and final matchup of the regular season between these two teams.
Yeah, I think that would maybe an easy out saying that, oh, the Generals only played so well because they had 7 minutes on the power play. Shots were 8-2 in favor of the Generals before the 5-minute man advantage. They poured a bunch more shots on from there, but a key kill for the Barrie Colts to keep the score at 1-0. That's how they would eventually find their way to the final buzzer in the first period. But Dalyn Wakely, 5 in a game for a slew foot, should come with a 2-game suspension as well as a huge talking point from that first period. The Colts will be without him for the balance of this game. You throw 2 more on top, that's essentially 3 full games without one of their top players.
Let's take a look at the first period highlights. The Generals would get a goal early. It'd be off the stick. Well, not off the stick of Luke Torrance. In fact, it was headed towards Luke Torrance. It would go off of Kashawn Aitcheson in front, and Luca D'Amato would get credit.
Yeah, D'Amato with the pass looking for a backdoor tap and instead gets a deflection off of Aitcheson's stick to the back of the net. That came off extended offensive zone pressure for the Oshawa Generals. They were absolutely buzzing to start this game and spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. Physicality would be a theme in the first period as well, and this would be a slew foot penalty. Look in the corner right here. Dalyn Wakely takes the feed out from Andrew Gibson. It would go to review, would go to the tablets. The call on the ice stands, a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for slew footing. The Oshawa Generals peppered Ben Harebic with lots of shots, 9 in fact on the 5-minute man advantage. Could not find the back of the net. Big saves from the goaltender, including that one off of the stick of Luke Torrance. Keeps the score at 1-0, and that's incredibly key as that's where we stand heading to the second period of play.
There are the shots on goal, 17-6 in favor of the Generals overall in that first period. Luca D'Amato from Luca Morelli, the scoring play. Let's talk about the slew foot penalty, because the Barrie Colts fans will probably look at that and say the arm does not come back to pull Gibson down, but the foot does go out and take out the legs.
I would respectfully disagree. I think that's a clear-cut slew foot by Dalyn Wakely. The official was, sometimes we say, a couple feet away, literally a foot away in the corner. Arm went in the air to make the call, went to the tablets just to be sure, and the review held up the call. So I think that's a clear-cut slew foot and a good call by the official who was right there to see it.
We knew special teams would be a factor. Barrie 5 of 10 in the season series, a 50% power play. They have yet to get a man advantage in this game. Their penalty kill good, ranked 3rd in the OHL. Although Generals power play ranked 4th, it was the penalty kill that was really on display.
The special teams matchup is an interesting one in this one, specifically the Gens power play versus the Colts penalty kill. Those two both top 4 in the Ontario Hockey League, and it's an Oshawa Generals penalty kill that has struggled. So now it's the job of the Barrie Colts. Now that they get back to their 5-on-5 play, their lines are in a bit of a blender with Wakely now out of the game. Bo Jelsma has moved up to center the top line, but now it's the job of the Barrie Colts to assert themselves at 5-on-5 play, establish that offensive zone time. Still tons of talent on this team, perhaps the deepest team in the Eastern Conference or even the Ontario Hockey League. So if anyone could survive removing a big piece like Dalyn Wakely, it would be the Barrie Colts, but it's their job to get to work and perhaps earn a power play of their own.
We'll see how they do with it. The second period is coming up next. 1-0, the Oshawa Generals lead after one period of play. You're watching the Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV.
Where will you win?
The opening tip. Where under the hair is Vince. What a vicious swing! Canada, the NBA title is yours!
As we welcome a new era. Where will you hear the story?
Right to the rim with a slam dunk.
Catch the highlights. Dive into tapes.
It spins.
Where will you be when? Right here. Raptors basketball. Nothing but Sportsnet.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
Where's you?
Welcome back to Oshawa Generals lead 1-0 after one period of play over the first place Barrie Colts, and Calum Ritchie had a lot to do with that first period.
Yeah, he was absolutely buzzing, as he usually is in that first period of play. Led all players with 4 shots on goal through 20 minutes, and best face-off man in the game as well, 5 for 7 in the dot, better than 70% in the first period. This game has 3 of the top 10 face-off men in the Ontario Hockey League, by the way. Bo Jelsma is 4th in the OHL. Meanwhile, Baudouin and Ritchie are tied at 55.2% in 10th in the OHL. So lots of talent in the dot on display, and lots of talent sprinkled throughout both of these lineups.
Calum Ritchie, in front of him, referee Hillary Brennan having a conversation with Brad Malone. Marty Williamson having a conversation, a more heated one, with Mac Nichol in front of the Barrie bench. And I'm sure Marty Williamson is reminding them of the fact that the Generals had 7 minutes of power play in that first period to none for the Barrie Colts.
Who made the call?
Yeah.
I'm not the best at reading lips.
Well, and
so would that be on the slew foot then?
I believe that's probably on the slew foot. Or did you go back? We can only guess. This second period is brought to you by Downtown Whitby. It's the OHL Friday Night Faceoff. This game available live on CHL TV, OHL social media, and OHL's YouTube page as well.
Which is where all the kids hang out, so great spot to be.
Right. Free watching, of course. We've got to hear Rogers TV in Durham. The Gens and Colts. So Owen Griffin goes back. Luca D'Amato ahead off of Torrance. Here's Griffin flying into the Colts zone, cuts to the middle, couldn't get a shot away. Takes Gardner into the boards. As Hemming looks ahead, Bodie Stewart goes rink wide for Gardner. It's off his stick. Andrew Gibson didn't quite get the angle right, but the Generals have it again, and Buckley skates his way through center. Ottawa area native sends it off the side of the goal. Stewart looks ahead for Emil Hemming. Sandu stepped up on him. Now Tristan Bertucci goes back, the Dallas second rounder. Head for Gardner, the Dallas third rounder. And Hemming in with a bump as well, the Dallas first rounder.
By the way, full bench for the Oshawa Generals, so Ethan Toms is on the bench after taking that tumble late in the first period.
Kashawn Aitcheson chased down by Sennecke. Sennecke frees the puck. Couldn't find Ritchie. Puck comes to the point. Sandu steps up. Looking for Ritchie. He has to absorb a hit. Comes back to Sandu across for Ben Danford. Just awarded the Generals Scholastic Player of the Month for January. As Ethan Martin sends it around the zone for Danford. The Maple Leafs prospect. Long shot. Wrist shot blocker to side. Stepping up is Sennecke to keep it into the corner. Sennecke has his jersey grabbed by Aitcheson, who drags him down. Aitcheson, who had lost his stick, the Gens send it back out into the neutral zone. Sandu uses Simon Wang as a screen and makes his way into the Barrie zone. Sandu, a shot glove saved by Hrevik, and he'll hang on.
Sandu's got some sneaky skills when he makes these types of rushes. We've seen it before in this building. He's gone coast to coast, angled a defender, and found the back of the net, more so known as a gritty, hard-nosed, in-your-face type defenseman. 7th most penalty minutes in the league as well, but he can wheel when the time calls for it. Shot came from the top of the circles, and Hrevik gives a bit of a glare on the way by, saying, "Not today, my friend."
Real underrated pickup last year by Roger Hunt and the Oshawa Generals.
Those are the types of players you need to add to win championships. Broken stick.
Simon Wang had a stick break, but uses those big boots to get back, kick it free, and then lay a hit, too, in the neutral zone. Now we'll go back for a new twig. In fact, heads off as D'Amato steps back on.
Yeah, regaining possession there for the Gens was key. Long change, second period.
Morelli's long shot. I don't think Hrevik saw it all. It was got deflected over top of the goal. Barlow swings it around the zone. D'Amato races and can't keep it in. Will be forced back inside his own zone. Cole Bodwin keeping an eye on him. Goes ahead to Noah Powell. Will celebrate a birthday on Sunday as Barlow steps across, and his long wrist shot, another easy stop for Hrevik.
And Noah Powell turning 20 years old. Philadelphia Flyers in the house, by the way, here tonight, as are a handful of other teams, as you might expect with players like Kashawn Aitcheson and Simon Wang on display for the upcoming draft. But scouts like to get a look at their own talent as well, and Noah Powell, former Ohio State forward, coming to the Oshawa Generals right around the deadline time. One of those free type acquisitions with the NCAA rule change. Goes from the NCAA to the Oshawa Generals and can still always go back in the future should that be the path he takes.
I was going to say, some NCAA scouts were in the building as well. So that's the new look of this league. Come up and take some players that want to join NCAA schools after their time in the OHL.
Yeah, it's added a bit of prep for us as well. Normally we didn't have to worry about NCAA commits, but now you want to know who's going where or what they have planned in the future.
Sennecke dangling around the Barrie zone. Beckett Sennecke cuts to the middle, drops it off for Wang, and a penalty in front. It's going to be Ethan Martin with a high sticking call as he got the stick up on Evan Passmore. We'll take a look. It's the 2-minute variety, but an offensive zone penalty for the Generals.
And that's a big battle in front, physically speaking. Ethan Martin, 6'6", 222. Gets the stick up on Evan Passmore, 6'4", 210. Sennecke's dancing across the top of the offensive zone, and there you see the net front battle, 14 in red, trying to establish his position in front of the net, but gets his stick up into the face of Passmore, and the Barrie Colts gain their first power play opportunity of this game.
So the Colts will go to work on their first man advantage. It's ranked 12th in the OHL, but again, 5 for 10 in the season series at 50%. We mentioned a balanced Barrie attack. 3 players on their roster have 6 power play goals to lead them.
Yeah, Bodwin and Aitcheson are the two that are still in the game. Dalyn Wakely is out. He's the other one. Aitcheson leads the team in power play points from the back end with 15.
Bad break for Owen Griffin. He shot it into the Barrie bench, so the faceoff will come back down in the Oshawa zone.
And depth scoring by committee is really a theme for this Barrie Colts squad. I mean, you take a look at their lineup. Go on to Twitter or the OHL website or wherever you might see where they put out the lines. And top to bottom, you just go through line 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the 6D. Not to mention 2 of the best goalies in the OHL. This Barrie Colts squad has it all. They can come at you in waves, and it's reflected in their scoring by committee.
7 players with only over 30 points already on the season as Gibson cuts this off and sends a one-hopper down the ice on Hrevik.
And yes, I still call it Twitter. Don't we all?
It's easier to tweet than it is to X as Oster looks to clear himself, and he does. And so half the Barrie power play gone by as Wakely starts this ahead to Cole Beaudoin. Caught from behind by Sinovori. Beaudoin first on it into the corner. It bounces loose, and Colby Barlow, who had a short-handed goal last week, will feed it down the ice.
And Colby Barlow's responsibility defensively and in his own zone, a 5-on-5 play, has earned him this extra ice short-handed, and that gives the Generals a bit of weaponry that they might be lacking with just 3 short-handed goals on the season, tied for fewest in the Ontario Hockey League. Barlow with one last weekend, as you said.
They dig for it in the corner. Sandu trying to pin it down. Gardner, Jelsma trying to dig it free. The Generals will come up with it. Shot down the ice by Torrance with 20 seconds left in the man advantage.
First chance opportunities out and down the ice for the Gens every time. Makes a difference on every penalty kill.
Here's Anthony Romani. Slides it in. Will get to it first himself. Reverses up the boards. Ritchie pokes it free. Here's a chance for Sennecke. Has Ritchie catching 2-on-1 just as the penalty expires. Sennecke tried to slide it across. Jelsma got down. Now he shoots. Save made by Hrebeck. Penalty's over. Teams are back to even strength. So the penalty kill effective for both teams so far. Sennecke chasing it down against Bertucci in the offensive zone. Gives him a bump. Puck turned over just outside the Barrie blue line. Neither team seemed to want it. Now Simon Wang has to range back with Bodie Stewart in on him. The play, though, was offside at the Generals blue line.
Yeah, the Colts were making a change at that door inside the blue line, which resulted in the offside when that puck unexpectedly came back the other way. Here's a look at the shorthanded 2-on-1. Sennecke keeps and holds Bo Jelsma, the forward, backpedaling on the back end, while on the power play does a great job taking away the pass. That was the first option for Beckett Sennecke. Had Cal Ritchie driving hard to the back post, wanted to get it over to him. Jelsma takes that lane away, and by the time Sennecke finds his way to his backhand, it's a bit too late and can't get a quality chance off.
Yeah, you're right, Shane. Picture perfect play by Jelsma, because the right shot of Sennecke, too, with Jelsma shading over, meant that he couldn't get to that puck. Generals are going to ice this now. Shots are 22-7 in favor of Oshawa.
A quick start in this second period as well, despite that power play against for the Oshawa Generals. They put up 5 shots in the first 5 minutes, 5-1 to start this middle frame. An important game for the Generals. The Barrie Colts have handled them nicely throughout the regular season series 3-0. This the 4th and final meeting. The Generals want to make sure to make a statement, especially coming off that disappointing 6-1 loss on home ice Sunday to Guelph.
Barlow skates through center, rink wide pass deflected away from Powell. He chases it down in the corner, lays a bump on Passmore as the Colts turn back with it. Good play though by Simon Wang to knock that puck down with his feet, kick it ahead to the stick. The pass for Sinovori though hopped over him, and it'll be an icing call against the Gens, but they get the benefit of the TV timeout. Still 1-0 Oshawa in the second period. You're watching the OHL Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV.
Are you a content creator looking to expand your audience and make your voice heard in your community? Rogers TV wants to provide you with a platform to share your hobbies, interests, and stories for free. Visit us to find out more.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Make sure you catch the OUA Stars of tomorrow as the Ontario Tech Ridgebacks make their way to be crowned national champions. Catch the game of the week Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Rogers TV Durham.
Welcome back to Oshawa. There's a look at defender Simon Wang, the Beijing-born top defensive prospect. The NHL Central Scouting looks to be ranked towards a late first-round pick. And a real big game for him, Shane, against these Barrie Colts. The right side of that Barrie offense is stacked. 2 Vancouver picks in Romani and Patterson. The Dallas pick in Hemming as Tiller brings this across. Takes the shot, save made by Oster. Tiller follows in with a hit on Danford, who didn't like that as he careened into his own goaltender.
Can't read from here, but I think Tiller might be getting the initial penalty for the push onto Danford into the prone goaltender. The referee did give a point right away, whether that's a warning or a call, but it looks like he is sending somebody to the box. Will the Gens draw an even-up call with their aggressiveness after? And here's 8 White with the push. Whistle's gone, shoves Danford into the prone goaltender. That's going to draw attention, of course. So far, it's just a Barrie Colt and Grayson Tiller making his way to the penalty box. Looks to be the only call on the play.
Well, he's not happy about the call as he has some words for referee Mac Nickel. Marty Williamson, I believe, just shaking his head on the Barrie bench. Well, this will be the third power play for the Generals, 0 for 2 so far.
And as well as the Generals have done throughout the first period and almost a half of this game, it still remains a 1-goal game. A high-powered Barrie Colts offense can certainly strike in bunches, so any extra goals for the Oshawa Generals will serve them well. Big chance here to push the lead to 2.
Generals now 2 for 13 in the season series, including that 5-minute major. The knockdown by Ritchie. Chance for Barlow. The pass was a bit behind his shooting spot. Morelli at the point gives to Sennecke. Sennecke down low, wants Barlow across. Patterson cut off that lane, though. Barlow settles it down, looks back to the point to Morelli. Morelli, he's looking for the tip. Shot was too high, though, and Sennecke plays it down for Torrance. Protects behind the goal and then lost it. And will be sent down the ice by the Colts.
Continue to be impressed by sticks in the lane for the Barrie Colts. It's been the key to their penalty kill success here so far in this game.
Quick up by Oster, finds its way to Sennecke, trying to cut to the middle. That cut off by Aitcheson. Torrance shot was blocked. Ritchie's got it at the point. Walking in, Calum Ritchie has to deal with Emil Hemming. Barlow is there. Morelli gives it back to Barlow. Back for Morelli. Rink wide, Sennecke looked in front. It was a pass into the slot, too hot to handle. Torrance in the corner, frees it for Barlow. Swings it around the zone for Sennecke. Quickly onto him is Hemming. And it'll be slashed down the ice by Evan Passmore. 45 seconds remain in the man advantage. Barrie really aggressive, but disciplined in that slot passing lane. Sinavori gives to Griffin, looking back for Sinavori, got by him. Lift a stick by Sinavori and a good one. Buckley back to the point, D'Amato. D'Amato down low. Powell, a shot. Save made by Horevic. Buckley turns with it, trying to cut to the middle. Can't get a shot away. Gardner will find it. His pass out, though, didn't make it out. Griffin turns. Owen Griffin to the net. Side of the goal. Powell back for Griffin. And he couldn't get a stick on it. Griffin for Buckley. Wines, fires. Tipped wide. Penalty about to expire. D'Amato plays it to the slot. Powell finds it in the corner, looks back to the point to D'Amato, then Powell got dumped down. Penalty coming again to the Colts. As Powell was shoved down after the play by Gabriel Eliasson, and the Colts are going right back to the penalty kill. Perhaps playing with fire.
Yeah, you can only keep going back to the well so many times. The PK has been good so far for the Barrie Colts, is a strength of them all season long. For the Oshawa Generals power play, amongst the best in the OHL as well, will now get their 4th opportunity. It all starts with a puck not getting out at the line. Gardner looking to spring a man while shorthanded. Instead, it goes off a shin pad, is kept in. Colts lucky that one didn't find the back of the net. And then here's the penalty right through the numbers, a foot away from the boards. That one's going to be called every single time. And Eliasson, 3rd most PIMs in the Ontario Hockey League this season, adds to his total.
Owen Griffin has been really impressive in this game, Shane. His speed and shiftiness has been on display. He's got a couple of shots already. A couple of good scoring opportunities created.
Yeah, he's executed with the puck on his stick. Patience with it and smooth to get around defenders.
Ritchie comes in to help Sennecke. Looking for Barlow. Quickly on him, though, is Patterson. The other 21, Ritchie has it. Turning away from Riley Patterson. Swept off his stick right down to Torrance, though. Torrance looking back for Sennecke, and he fires it high. And over top of the goal. Morelli turns with it. Trying to catch Barrie, making a quick change shorthanded as Ritchie banks it back to the point. Morelli walking in. He finds Torrance. Looked out front for Sennecke. One too many passes on that one for the Generals as they give up the shot.
Yeah, Torrance didn't see Jelsma collapsing from his up high position. Good defensive play by the Colts captain.
Sennecke swings it down low. Barlow's got it behind the net. Up the boards for Ritchie. Ritchie Quickly met by Hemming. Barlow back for Ritchie. Looking back for Barlow, was on the wrong side. The puck will come out. Sennecke forced out at center. Wants to jump right back in, but Torrance was in the zone. And so Barrie will stand up at the blue line and then send it down the ice with 45 seconds left to work in the man advantage. Unit 2 comes out. Larry Cinnavori gains the Barrie zone, will now shoot it around. Powell stops it, gets away from Stewart. Here's Noah Powell, looks in front for Cinnavori. He couldn't get a tap on it. Buckley on the near side, down for Powell, trying to bring it out front. And between the legs. And now after the play, some pushing and shoving. Bertucci had a good hold on the visor of Powell, dragging him back.
Yeah, and went for it not once but twice, and then a general dumped at the other side of the net by Kashawn Aitcheson. Get a look at a nice opportunity here from Noah Powell, maybe jammed a little too close, decides to go between the legs, had some net up top. Face wash not once but twice, grabs him by the visor and reefs it back. Offensive zone face-off with just 23 seconds to go in the man advantage.
Well, last week we saw some of the patience of Noah Powell as he took shots to the head from the goaltender. The Gens played the Petes last Friday and just absorbed.
Yeah, Zach Bowen came a bit unhinged in that one.
Powell in to take the face-off. Generals win it, still 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Andrew Gibson for Buckley, one-timer got through, but Horebic takes it right into the Colt on his chest.
Yeah, and this is Matt Buckley's spot. This is where he's fired home so many power play goals over the course of the past 2 seasons. 30 goals last season, and lets this one go. Horebic has the pre-scout on that one. I am sure all the teams in the Ontario Hockey League do.
Gibson for Buckley again. Looks down low for Powell, was out of his reach, goes the other side to Griffin, back for Powell. Powell twisted up behind the net with Bertucci. He frees it for Aitcheson, and he'll find the lane all the way down the ice.
Another successful penalty kill for the Barrie Colts. The Generals just seemingly coming so close with these man advantages, but can't get anything past Horebic.
Gibson had to deal with the forecheck of Beaudoin, who's got the puck. Cole Beaudoin. Team's back at even strength. Here's Tristan Bertucci. High slot, quick shot, and Oster out to make a glove save off of Cole Beaudoin, who looks skyward.
Good glove save there by Jacob Oster. Traffic in front, hard to see that shot through traffic, and Beaudoin recognizes that. Doesn't get a lot of velocity on it, but just puts it into an area where he thinks he can find the back of the net. Almost does. This should be a good angle at just how many bodies were in front here. Look at all the traffic. Where's Jacob Oster going to find that puck? There it is right there in his trapper.
Beaudoin, the Utah first rounder. You get a look at Jacob Oster, last year's OHL goaltender of the year. Shelsma, the best in the face-off dot for Barrie, kicked out of it this time against Torrance, who falls and gets the puck ahead. Sent down the ice by Rogowski. Icing waved off, though. Didn't make it to the icing line. Rogowski into the corner, takes a bump from Passmore. Franson in there trying to dig the puck free, does. Centered, but it's the Colts who skate away with it. Lifted ahead, trying to throw it ahead was Sandu. It went off of a Colt, and now rink-wide pass for Rogowski. He'll beat the icing again. Gets around Passmore. Big Brooks Rogowski to Sennecke off the bench, took it between his legs, and then gave it away to Romani. And now Senneca's got to get back, along with Gibson, who gets his stick in the shooting lane and deflects it out of play.
So Luke Torrance was out on that fourth line shift. Ethan Toms is on the bench, but have not seen him this period, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Sennecke, fresh off the bench, tried to dangle his way to a scoring area, but turns it over to Anthony Romani, not a player whose stick you want to put that on. He has plenty of goal-scoring prowess in the OHL, one of the top scorers in the league last season. Gens get away with it, though, deflected over the glass.
Danford gets it ahead, deflected, ends up in the Barrie zone. Oster teeing it up behind his net, now passes to Danford, slides it for Larry Cinnavori. Noah Powell gains the Barrie zone. Powell still with it, drops it back to the point. Danford trying to find a lane to shoot it. Gardner takes a bump from Powell in the corner as Bodie Stewart skates away with the puck, caught from behind by Barlow, though. And again, good defensive play coming back by Colby Barlow. He'll find it in the neutral zone, wrist it around the Barrie bench. Cinnabori sweeps in to steal a puck as Hrebeck looked like he was going to play it. Now D'Amato in off the point, trying to lift it short side. He missed. Cinnabori, who was covering the point, keeps it in. Barlow into the corner for Sennecke. Sennecke turns away from Gardner. Sennecke to the net, couldn't get the backhand. Another try right through the blue ice. Ritchie in the corner trying to use the pick of Martin. Puck given away, and Emil Hemming will start back the other way. Gets to center. Laid the shoulder down on D'Amato, who got right back up and gets the feed as Barrie's changing. Ethan Martin crossed the line, tried to drop it back to Ritchie, gave it away, but Ritchie gets it back, swings it for Sennecke, trying to work it out front. Couldn't get the shot away.
Good job by Aitcheson closing that lane towards the net. Sennecke had his eyes on the blue paint. Aitcheson said no.
D'Amato steps up at center. Generals have to clear, and now finally do, as Beaudoin skates away. Cole Beaudoin trying to get around Sandu. Danford comes over to help. Griffin sweeps in to take the puck. It starts away. Owen Griffin gives to Sandu, who joins the rush. Backhand towards Torrance, bouncing puck to deal with. Turning back is Beaudoin. Buckley rushing back. In a defensive effort comes to Riley Patterson. Cole Beaudoin, his wrist shot hit his own man in front. Buckley just sweeps it to some open ice, and Owen Griffin will skate away with it. Griffin through center, 1-on-3, buys some time, sends it in the corner for Torrance, sweeps around for Buckley. Banks back to the point, Morelli. A long shot, high and wide of the goal. Wang will step on the near side. Pins Patterson to the boards. Generals just keep the puck in the offensive zone. Passmore sends it around. Wang trying to step up on Patterson, gets his stick in the lane. Sent out to center, kicked ahead by Franson, and Toms will play it back to Wang on D. Morelli sends it in off of Rogowski. Franson in on the forecheck. Passmore comes up with it though, and Gelsma will risk the high backhand across the zone. Gibson knocks it down across for D'Amato. And just like that, the Generals regroup at center and send it right back in. 26-9, the shots in favor of Oshawa.
6 for the Colts in the first, just 3/4 of the way here in the second.
With 5 minutes left to go in this second period. It's still, though, just a one-shot game.
There's 4.
It's launched on goal by Gelsma outside the blue line. D'Amato looks ahead, trying to find Franson at the far dot. He got a piece of it. Negates the icing at least, but it's the Colts who control. Anthony Romani. Turnover at center, following up is Eliason to gain the zone. Gibson after it. Bodies it away from Gardner. Sends it to the open corner. D'Amato will get there and send it out to center ice where Grayson Tiller tried to shoot it back. He hit his own man coming across the boards. But he hadn't touched the ice yet, so it's just a face-off in the neutral zone. TV timeout with 4:23 to go. The Gens pressing, but unable to solve Ben Hrebeck here in the second period on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
The Ontario Hockey League's Player Scholarship Program is not affected by any other scholarships. Entrance scholarships and athletic scholarships are available and encouraged. Many alumni have earned entrance and athletic scholarships from their respective institutions, and in all cases, these scholarships are above and beyond the earned OHL scholarship value. This is applicable at any recognized university, college, trade school, or career-enhancing program.
Welcome back to Oshawa. Ben Hrebeck has allowed 1 goal on 26 shots and really has given his team a chance. Only down 1-0 here in the second period.
Yeah, and what a dynamic duo the Barrie Colts have in goal. A luxury for Marty Williamson to have confidence in either goaltender. that he throws into the blue paint on any given night. Sam Hillebrand, of course, gets a lot of attention, USA World Junior player, but Ben Hrebeck, the best save percentage in the OHL at .932 and the third best goals against average at 2.32. This season series so far, by the way, 3 games averaging more than 9 goals per game combined. It's been high-scoring affairs. This 1-0 game approaching the end of the second, an anomaly in the season series.
Hrebeck had to carry a lot of the load during the World Juniors with Hillebrand off with Team Canada and the Pickering native Arvind Jaswal coming in. He is scratched, of course, in this one as the third goaltender. Generals bring this puck across the line, lose it right there, though. Gardner gives it back to Stewart. Hemming spun around just inside the blue line, sends it behind the net. Morelli cuts it off there, quickly met, though, by Bodie Stewart. Morelli able to poke it free. Given away, though, by Barlow. Sent into the slot. Sinavori will find it there. Is trying to skate away from Bodwin. Laurie Sinavori for Colby Barlow. Barlow to the slot. Barlow trying to get to the forehand, never got a shot away. And Bodwin starts back. Send it past Danford. Sandu gave it away. Here's a chance out front. Big save there as Patterson was right down Main Street all alone. And Oster made the save. Here's Ritchie back the other way. Ritchie drags to the middle, gets hooked up, and a penalty coming to the Colts. As Calum Ritchie was hooked going through the slot. Sennecke didn't like the hit that happened up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, high hit in the neutral zone. Snap the head back from Beckett Sennecke. We'll circle back to a big save by Jacob Oster. Turnover behind the net. Centering pass and a quick release from Riley Patterson is the key here. And there's a stick riding up into the face area. The Colts get away with that one. Uncalled on the high stick. Stick into the face of Sennecke. The hook does not go missed. And Bertucci heads to the box. Jens back to the power play.
It's the 4th man advantage for Oshawa. 0 for 3 in this one. And they're getting a little bit of time. Barrie was making a change. Aitcheson was at the bench. So Oshawa figuring out what they want to do. They've got Powell out now in Torrance's spot with Ritchie, Sennecke, Barlow. Powell wins the faceoff back to Morelli. Morelli for Calum Ritchie. Back for Morelli, across for Sennecke. Down low, Powell swings it through the slot. Ritchie was back up near the point, though. Here's Morelli. Sennecke down for Powell in front. Gets it away from Hrebeck, trying to send it off the goaltender. Powell now still with it. Back to the point and just eluded Ritchie. Comes out to center. Fans getting into it as well. Another great crowd here in Oshawa, close to 6,000. As it's banked in, it'll end up on Hrebeck in the slot, or in the crease, sorry, and he'll hang on to it with 2:29 to go in the period.
So reaching the point, or close to being so, where the Generals will have to feel that if they do not capitalize, these are certainly wasted opportunities. A 1-0 game, a close game, a 1-goal game. Oshawa with so many power play chances, 5 on the night to find the back of the net. Still 1:23 to go in this one to make it happen, but if they're unsuccessful and the Colts are able to tie this game up at some point, Oshawa will have to look back at missed opportunities on the power play. This chance is a big one for them.
Another good face-off win by Powell. Sennecke has Hemming way out on him. Skates it down now, puts it back to the point to Morelli. Morelli walking in, a shot. Save made by Hrebeck. Not sure he saw it coming into the very last second. Stick lift by Barlow, frees the puck back to the point for Ritchie. Walking in, Calum Ritchie. Hooks it to Morelli. Sennecke looking across the zone. Barlow couldn't handle it. Now he's under pressure. Morelli gets it down. Sennecke has a man in front and Powell waits to the point. Morelli. Barlow, one-timer. That one blocked by Passmore. Loose puck in the slot. Colts will find it and get it out.
Big block by Evan Passmore. Barlow with that one-timer. He scored so many power play goals from that spot. 13 power play goals, fourth most in the OHL.
Morelli wires a shot off of Hrebeck. And Morelli's still out there. Gains it, looks rink wide. Buckley fires, rebound came out, went right through Torrance. Morelli kept it in momentarily, now shot down by the Colts. 22 seconds left in the man advantage.
Big pad save by Hrebeck. Got that pad down in the butterfly style and kicks it out.
Gibson will skate it ahead. Drops it back. Griffin onto it, gives to Cinevori, back for Griffin. Owen Griffin has Cinevori in front, big save! As I think it hit the goalpost, pass to Rebick. Now Griffin again for Cinevori, kicks it to his stick, trying to hook it out front. Colts back to even strength, Bertucci out. And the Gens have it at center. Buckley, Cinevori. Skates it into the zone, gets around Eliasson. They meet behind the icing line, puck squirts free. Cinevori pokes it back to the point. Gibson walks in, fires, and it rises over top of the goal. Toms has it at center. 35 seconds left in the second period. D'Amato tried to wait for everyone to clear. Rogowski jumped though, and Eliasson's got some time as the Generals were offside. And Bertucci starts it away to Bo Jelsma. Jelsma. Run out of room by D'Amato. Gibson's got the puck behind his net, slides it for Franson. He had to get away from a check. Van Steensel turns it to Romani, a shot. And he threw it over top of the goal. It's deflected out of play with 5.8 seconds remaining in the period.
Grayson Tiller steps up and holds the line, forces a turnover, and Romani gets an opportunity. By the way, have to put some respect on Romani's name. I said earlier, one of the top scorers last season, second in points with 111, but was first in goals in the OHL last season with 58. And a good opportunity there in the final 10 seconds of the period off of a turnover forced by a nice line hold by Grayson Tiller.
Face-off win by the Colts. Aitcheson pulls it back, now takes the shot. Crowd in front, puck's loose under Oster. Had it gone in, there would have been a review, I think, for goaltender interference, but not necessary. The Colts manage a few more shots by the end of the period, give them 6 in the frame, matching the first period total. 31-12, the shots in favor of the Generals. They lead it, though, just 1-0. Second intermission to come, including game notes. You're watching the OHL Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV.
Hi, Glenn Ward here for the Knights of Columbus TV Bingo. I'm here with Mike from Stop and Shop on Wentworth. We're proud sponsors of the Oshawa Generals, and we hope you'll join us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for Knights of Columbus TV Bingo on Rogers TV.
Hello, I'm Judy Tate, host and producer of At the Heart of Business. Join me each week as we speak with women in business about their challenges and their successes. At the Heart of Business, right here on Rogers TV Durham.
Missing your favorite channels? Get them on Rogers Xfinity TV.
I will do whatever it takes to win.
I'm gonna get you your dream house here.
Is there a crocodile in there?
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, oh God!
Oh my God.
Season 3 of Rogers TV Farm to Fork is about to begin. Last season, we took you on a variety of tours throughout the farms of the Kawartha Lakes. This season, we take a little fork in the road and we bring you food industries as well as farm tours. We went to a chocolatier, a winery, a cidery, a butcher, a little different, but still the same farms where all good food comes from. Every Friday night at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time on Rogers TV.
1-0, the Generals lead the Colts after two periods of play. Please let me be joined by Beckett Sennecke. And Beckett, tough task tonight. You're going up against the top team in the Eastern Conference through two periods. How do you like how your team has played?
I like it. I mean, we played hard. We've had way too many power play opportunities to not score in one, but I mean, our game 5-on-5, we're kind of dominating them in that aspect too. So it's just about kind of staying on the body and just being as physical as possible against these guys.
One of the games within the game seems to be the rivalry that you and Kashawn Aitcheson have developed. Is it something that you notice out there when you see him, you guys going back and forth, or is it just sort of something that happens in the natural course of the game?
I think that's his job, to kind of go out there and get the other top players on the team kind of aggravated or something. So that's kind of what he's on the team to do out there. And I mean, I just can't let it get to me. So.
Finally, you do have the lead heading into this third period. What is going to be key for your side to try and close it out?
I mean, we just got to sort of keep doing the things we do, and I think we've kept them to 12 shots here, so just making sure that we're getting the body and being quick on their D on the forecheck, and I think we'll have a good chance of winning.
Beckett, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Second intermission coverage continues after the break. You're watching the Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV.
Hi, Glenn Ward here for the Knights of Columbus TV Bingo. I'm here with Mike from Stop and Shop on Wentworth. We're proud sponsors of the Oshawa Generals, and we hope you'll join us every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for Knights of Columbus TV Bingo on Rogers TV.
Downtown Whitby is more than just a downtown. It's a vibrant blend of historic charm and modern life. With over 300 businesses and services, you'll find everything you need. Shop, dine, and discover why downtown Whitby truly has it all.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Today we look at the saucer pass.
The saucer pass is a great skill to be used when an obstacle, such as a stick or a player, is on the ice taking away the passing lane. Let's take a look on how to master this skill. A difficult pass to master, the saucer pass requires the puck to fly through the air and then land flat on the ice.
Very good.
The puck starts on the heel of the blade with the face open. The puck is then rolled along the blade, spinning the puck, so it stays flat in the air when it lands on the ice.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
Hi, my name's Scott Dennis, host of the Sports Report here on Rogers TV Durham. You love sports? So do I, and we're talking about it anywhere from the Oshawa Generals to college, university to amateur sport. Make sure you tune in here, only on Rogers TV Durham.
D'Amato's goal early in the first period, still the only one on the board as we are through two here on the Friday Night Face-Off. Time for game notes, joined by Mike Luck and Shane Hollinshead. And gentlemen, I'm going to call this a special edition of Game Notes in honor of Ajax legend Sum 41's final show. I've tried to incorporate some of their song titles into our headlines today. And not to toot my own horn, but I think I've done a pretty good job.
Okay.
But you guys can be the judge of that. So let's start with the rivalry that is developing here between these two clubs. Obviously, playoff series helped to build up that rivalry. Oshawa knocking out Barrie in 6 games last year in the first round. This season so far, Barrie's been getting their revenge. They are 3-0 so far in the season series. But I want to talk about a specific rivalry within the game. That the back and forth between Beckett Sennecke and Kashawn Aitcheson dates back to last season's playoffs. We've seen it brewing here again tonight. Do you like to see two-star players going at each other like that?
Certainly so. I mean, this is a matchup where you're looking at first-round pick in Beckett Sennecke, 3rd overall, and Kashawn Aitcheson, who's going to be a first-round pick in this year's NHL entry draft. And certainly you can see if you're dating back into this series, a lot of rough stuff between these two players, and you expect that. This is best on best in a rivalry that has become a very good one, and both teams vying to go very late in a run to the Eastern Conference Finals once again for the Oshawa Generals, the Barrie Colts, who are first place in the Eastern Conference, and want to make sure that they end up in first place at the end of this whole run as well. And so, I mean, you're going to see physicality, and when you have the best defenseman on the Barrie Colts going up against one of the best forwards on the Oshawa Generals, you're going to get clashes in front. Beckett Sennecke likes to be fancy, loves to dangle the puck. Kashawn Aitcheson does not want to be bested by Beckett Sennecke, and he plays a physical style. I love to see it.
Absolutely, and that's what Kashawn Aitcheson brings to the table, amongst other things. We talked about him off the top for this very reason, that if he's not doing things offensively, leading this power play in points at the Barrie Colts, he'll do things physically. He'll hit, he'll fight, and most importantly, he will make life miserable for some of the top players around the Ontario Hockey League, and that's the category that Beckett Sennecke falls into. Gets him off his game at times. We saw that head check in that package that Beckett Sennecke threw on Kashawn Aitcheson, which was a nasty hit, a dirty hit, but that's what Kashawn Aitcheson can do, get under the skin of the top players in the Ontario Hockey League, and plays a physical game. We've seen it continue here tonight, maybe getting away with a high stick in the neutral zone on Beckett Sennecke, but just making life miserable for the top players in the Ontario Hockey League is one of the things that Kashawn Aitcheson does so well, and it's what's contributed to this rivalry over the years. Beckett Sennecke can get a burr under his saddle for certain. Does not like when things go a little bit difficult for him, or some of the physicality. He tries to fight through as best he can, but sometimes the temper can get the best of him, and some of that we saw in that video package there as well.
Generals came into tonight's game with the fourth best power play in the OHL. So far tonight, they are 0 for 5, and that includes a 5-minute power play. What's not clicking with the power play through 2 periods?
Well, it's tough to say really what's not clicking, because they are getting set up. I thought for the first power play they may be a little slow through the neutral zone. They like the drop back play, and when you do that, more speed going towards the red line to back up that D is what you want, and then when you drop back, they can attack with even more speed. You want that depth first, and then hunt a pick as you're making your way towards the blue line. But they've been gaining the zone. They've been getting control. The problem is it's the fierce forecheck of the Barrie defenders. Those two forwards are right up front. Great job with active sticks, but more importantly, taking away time and space along the half wall. They're not letting the likes of Beckett Sennecke, Calum Ritchie, and Colby Barlow set up along the half wall, and the Gens haven't been able to get shots through to get a net front presence from Luke Torrance or Ethan Martin. So great job being done by the Barrie penalty kill. I don't think it's so much the fault of the Oshawa power play.
And it's been the balance of being aggressive on the PK, yet maintaining the structure in that box. The success for any power play will come when you break down the box. The cross-seam passes. The goaltenders are too good. Yes, you want players in their eyes so they can't see, and you can find the back of the net that way. But more often than not, a power play goal you'll see will be breaking down the pass or the box, and the pass going cross-seam and finding its way to the back of the net. The Barrie Colts have done such a good job with their active sticks in the lanes, knocking pucks even out of midair, intercepting passes, getting pucks out. And when the Generals do get opportunities, 8 or 9 shots on that 5-minute major, Hrebek has been fantastic. He made a great save off Luke Torrance with a skate save in the first period. So just a nice combination by the Barrie Colts. They have every element covered as far as their aggressiveness, yet maintaining structure and the goaltending as well.
I'll say this as well, too. The Barrie Colts are not cheating for offense when it comes to being shorthanded against the Oshawa Generals. This is a team that's got 10 shorthanded goals on the season. No real shorthanded opportunities in this one. They're not trying to fly the zone. They're taking care of their own end first.
And that segment was all killer, no filler. Thank you. And Mike and Shane will be back after the break with the second period highlights. So 1-0 Oshawa through 2. You're watching the Friday Night Faceoff from Oshawa.
When I was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, I was deteriorating in front of everybody.
All my life I lived with sickle cell. I went through a tragic crisis that put me in a coma for 3 weeks. While I was in there, I received a lot of blood to put me in a healthier state.
I was given the plasma then through IVIG. Even though that happened so long ago, it still has a massive impact on me today.
Thanks to donors, I can live another life.
Because of you, I will be seeing my grandchild.
OHL on Rogers TV.
I am God Greg. My name means everything.
Tom Longboat.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there. God's sakes, man! Slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat? No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Only one real time for the Generals fans that you're about to. 1-0 the Generals lead after 2 periods of play. Mike Luck, Shane Holland said, let's take a look at the second period highlight. Shane, no goals to show you, but still a lot of action.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some physicality, some saves, and some defensive play as well. A shorthanded 2-on-1, Beckett Sennecke, Calum Ritchie, the captain, the forward. Bo Jelsma is back playing on the defensive side of the puck and does a nice job to break up that play. This will be a penalty to Grayson Tiller, a little bit of a cheeky shove onto the player who fell into the goaltender. That would be called, and then back the other way after a turnover. The Oshawa Generals with an opportunity. Owen Griffin with a bit of a give and go, just can't connect. Would have had a wide open net to tap it in. Gabriel Eliason takes a checking from behind call as he goes through the numbers of Noah Powell, who gets an opportunity on the power play to go between the legs. No goals to speak of, like you said, Mike, but some nice goaltending. The best save of the game on display there from Jacob Oster. The Aitcheson-Sennecke rivalry renewed, as we just touched on in game notes. Bit of a high hit there, gotten away with by Aitcheson, but the hooking call is called after the fact. Opportunity on the power play for the Gens. A couple chances, but nothing of any real substance to get behind. Harebic, who has been very good in this game, has stopped 30 of 31 shots through 2 periods of play.
Yeah, a post there by Laurie Sinovore, the closest the Generals get, but it doesn't count in the shot category, and there is 14-6. The shots in favor of the Generals in that second period. It's a 1-0 Generals lead after 2 periods of play. Third period to come. You're watching Oshawa Generals hockey on Rogers TV.
This is TGL presented by SoFi. 24 of the best players in the world, no, the universe, pitted against each other 3 versus 3. In a first-of-its-kind arena. More Tiger, more Rory, more everybody. 6 teams, Atlanta, Boston, LA, New York, the Bay, and Jupiter.
Not that Jupiter.
What else? We had a shot clock, mic'd up players, a ref, playoffs, 15 holes, overtime, timeouts. Did we mention the green moves? High tech, higher stakes, and you get to watch it all, baby. Keep up. It's golf.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play, and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Hi, I'm Ian Taylor, Director of Hockey Development with Ontario Minor Hockey. Let's talk about one-timers.
A difficult skill to perfect. The one-timer is an effective shot to use before the defense has an opportunity to set up. Set up facing the pass and sideways to the target. Time the backswing so the downward swing begins as the puck approaches. Transfer the weight from the back leg to the stick to the front leg. Lock the wrists as the stick comes into contact with the ice just behind the puck. Snap the wrists on contact with the puck. Keep the blade face closed to keep the puck down and hard. If closer to the net, eliminate the backswing and use a sweeping motion with the face of the blade open to get the puck up quickly.
Check out more Chalk Talk episodes on Rogers TV and more drills and resources at omha.net.
Very good.
a look at Luca Morelli, the Columbus Blue Jackets prospect, with an assist in this game on the Generals' goal. Give him 42 on the season and 58 points, which ranks him tied for third with Sam Dickinson among OHL defensemen.
Yeah, amongst the very best offensive defensemen in the Ontario Hockey League. Had an 8-game point streak snapped on Sunday, 10 points over that stretch, and is looking to now start a new one with an assist on the only goal of this game, coming back in the first period off the stick of Luca D'Amato.
The Barrie Colts lead the season series 3 games to none, outscoring the Generals 17-11, but trailing 1-0 in this one. Third period is brought to you by Downtown Whitby as we get set for the third period of play.
Yeah, I would have hammered the over in this one, Mike. Through 3 games in the season series, these two teams combining for an average of over 9 goals per game, but just 1 goal through 2 periods of this one. I would have been out of luck, as it's been more of a defensive and goaltending showdown here tonight between the Gens and the Colts.
Record after 2 when trailing for the Barrie Colts, 1-12-1-1. When leading after 2 for the Generals, 17-2-1-1. But this one has been tight the whole way through. After a goal by Luca D'Amato that was deflected off of Kashawn Aitcheson's skate, although it was a pass that was headed towards the far side of the goal, and the Generals had a couple of bodies there for a tap in both Martin and Ritchie, who wins the face-off to start this third period, flips it deep into the Barrie zone. Eliasson turns with it from there, lost the handle. Sennecke for Ritchie. Here's Martin, a shot, and a save made by Arepic as he got out with the blocker. Kept in by the Gens. Broken stick for Sennecke. He's got to go back to the bench for a new one. Brian Boyce, affectionately known as Cheto, as this stick comes up. He got Sennecke a new stick. Play continues on. Romani shoots. Senneca's going to take a penalty as he got the stick up high on Jelsma. So fresh new stick for Beckett Sennecke, but he puts it to use in the wrong way, and the Barrie Colts will get an early power play in the third period.
And how the pendulum swings in just 32 seconds. Go from a great offensive opportunity for the Oshawa Generals. Ethan Martin with a chance to put the Gens up 2. Goes for naught, back the other way the puck comes, and the Generals take a penalty in the neutral zone. Beckett Sennecke to the box, and the Barrie Colts to their second power play of the game with a chance to tie this game.
And here, right off the bench, you can see stick up into the ear. Akey at the point. Hit Hemming with it. Patterson centers. What a chance there on the far side. Wrap around, they score. It's Kashawn Aitcheson. His 7th power play goal now takes the lead in that category for the Colts, as he had a wide open chance, stopped, and then got to his own rebound and tucked it past Oster.
9 seconds is all it takes. Did not take long. A clean face-off win in the offensive zone to start the power play, and a beautiful behind-the-back pass from Riley Patterson finds its way to Aitcheson, whose first chance goes for naught, but the second opportunity is buried. Nice little tuck here from behind the goal line. Selly game on point, as well as he goes to the glass with a stare down for some fans. Oster sprawls back to try to jump on that loose puck, but can't quite find it. We are tied 1-1.
Overhead showed how close he came to scoring on the first opportunity, as that one made it through Oster, but rang off the back of the pad. That's why it ended up sitting at the side of the goal. Cinnavori knocked down by Akey. He comes ahead to Stewart. He finds Hemming. Hemming to the net. He just shot it wide on the far side. The Colts come out flying. Cinnavori back for Colby Barlow. Barlow waits, now fires. That one blocked and deflected up and out of play.
End to end we go. Great chance for Emil Hemming. Just missed in stride. The quick and deceptive release, perhaps catching Jacob Oster by surprise. Maybe expecting Hemming to close the distance just a little bit more, but the puck whistles just wide on the glove hand side. Back the other way the Generals go, but Colby Barlow's shot is deflected over the glass.
Face-off controlled by the Colts. Passmore will flip it high to the Gens line. Knocked down by Simon Wang. Buckley got it back from Torrance. Couldn't get ahead with it. Here's Bodwin. His chance as he rips it on goal. Stopped by Oster. Wang wants to get it back to his goaltender. It was still loose.
A miscommunication between Simon Wang and Jacob Oster.
Well, the officials giveth and the officials taketh away, because this dumping goes off the skate of the linesman at the line and lands perfectly for Cole Baudouin. Shot is stopped by Oster, and then, yes, the miscommunication starts from there. Wang's putting it back for Oster to cover, who doesn't pounce on it. Whistle goes right about now, despite that puck never actually being covered. Ends up going off the side of the net, so not sure it would have found the back of the net, but the Colts still frustrated that the play was blown down.
The face-off will come to the left of the Generals netminder. Riley Patterson for the Colts. Larry Cinevori for the Gens. And it's Oshawa who controls. Set up the boards by Gibson. Patterson shot wide of the goal. Powell slashes at it. Gets it across the blue line out to center. Tristan Bertucci, the Dallas second rounder. Gets it back behind his net. Gives to Aitcheson. Ranked 18th among North American skaters by Central Scouting. Barlow in on the forecheck. Took a stick up towards the throat area. He was down. He's slow to get back up as Patterson skates back the other way. Gibson stands him up at the blue line. Oster plays it around the boards to Andrew Gibson. His pass was deflected. Powell's got it. Looks for D'Amato. He looks back for Noah Powell, the Philadelphia Flyers prospect. Long shot. Just ripped wide. Rebound came off the end boards. Powell trying to center it. No one could find it except for Noah Powell, who shot it initially.
Yeah, Hrebeck was looking the other way where he felt the puck zip over his shoulder. Came out on the side that he wasn't looking to, and if it wasn't a bouncing puck, Powell would have put it to the back of the net.
Zachary Sandu retreats behind his net, sets up the play, now skates it ahead. Here's Rogowski. Leaves it for Toms. Akey had his stick lifted. Knocked down by Toms. That one almost made it on goal. Rogowski from behind the net. Generals leading rookie. Looks back to the point to Sandu. His long shot. That one just whistled wide. Danford steps up. Franson across for Sandu. Another shot. That one stopped. Big rebound by Hrebeck. Akey's got it. And he'll skate it ahead. Didn't gain center, though, as he dumped this in, but Oster out to play it.
Good job by Tiller tying up Toms at the other end of the ice. Toms wanted to get in front for a screen chance on that shot for the point. Made for an easy save for Hrebeck.
Danford will skate it in himself. Ben Danford lost the handle in the slot. Lifted high out to center. And Sennecke, who was in the box for the Barrie power play goal. He's out there now, finds a loose puck. Sennecke between his legs. Trying to find it again, does. Shot blocked, Sennecke gets it right back. Swept off his stick, Wang fell, but from his belly able to recover. Here's Ritchie. Calum Ritchie finds Morelli to the net. Blocker save made by Hrebeck. Rebound came out. And Jelsma will throw it out to center. Wang across for Morelli. He looks ahead, sends it off of Sennecke and in. Out to play it Hrebeck. Ritchie quickly on that, pokes the puck free. Can't turn the circle with it, but keeps it into the zone momentarily. And he'll head off now as the Generals shoot the puck back in. Gabriel Eliasson, Ottawa Senators prospect. Got it out to center. D'Amato starts it right back. Buckley leaves nicely for Torrance. His shot. Big save, big rebound from Hrebeck. Rings off the pads. Eliasson will ride the Ottawa native and Buckley into the boards, and away with it comes Evan Passmore. Weaving his way into center. Gains the Oshawa zone. Dropped it off for Gardner. Gibson poked his long reach in the way of that. Stolen from him by Hemming. Passmore across the blue line, Eliasson. His shot blocked by Buckley. Torrance gets it back out to center. Buckley drops it off for Griffin. Skating in, Owen Griffin outside, inside, hands up by Eliasson, and a penalty coming to the Colts. Owen Griffin draws the call, and the Gens will head to their 5th power play.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for Gabriel Eliasson just due to his sheer size, as Griffin's trying to dangle his way through him, but getting his hands up into the face, can't do that. More so need to try to get into the chest than the face, but with how big and tall Eliasson is, his arms or his hands are nearly at the face level. High hit, though, is called, and the Generals go to their 6th power play. 0 for 5 has been the theme so far. They've had chances, they've had offensive zone setups. Can they find a way to get one past the Colts goaltender?
Ritchie, Sennecke, Powell, Barlow, Morelli. Bodwin out to take the draw, wins it to the corner. Generals quickly on it. Ritchie banks it back to the point to Morelli. Cross for Barlow, walking in, a shot. Save made off the blocker by Hrebeck. Barlow at the point for Ritchie, across, gives to Morelli. Wants it back for Barlow. Down for Ritchie. Sennecke, one-timer, big save with the blocker as Hrebeck dives across. Ritchie right back in. Sets it up for Sennecke. Back up the boards for Ritchie. Gets it to Morelli. Pulls back the one-timer. Down for Powell. Finds Ritchie. Ritchie drags, now fires off the stick of Bodwin and up and out of play.
All the passing lanes shut down for Ritchie, so he double clutches and decides for the shot. We're going to circle back and take a look at this 10-bell save. A truly warranted pat of congratulations on the back from Riley Patterson to his goaltender in Hrebeck. Great puck movement by the Gens, and a sprawling save there by Hrebeck as Beckett Sennecke unleashed the one-timer. Got it towards goal, got it on net, but a great save by the Colts netminder.
Face-off won again by the Colts. And a chance to clear, but Hemming couldn't get it out. Gens get set up. Ritchie looks down low, Powell. Back for Ritchie. Quickly met, he slides it up the boards for Morelli. Finds Ritchie. Barlow set up for a one-timer. It's Sennecke who's got it now. Sennecke back for Morelli. Gives to Sennecke. Cross for Barlow, but again, sticks in lanes. Hemming, Jelsma, Aitcheson all out along that passing lane.
The Colts survived the first unit of the Oshawa Generals. Unit number 2 now comes over to the boards just past the halfway mark. And once again, the theme of the 5 power plays so far on this evening. Power play offensive zone setup, chances towards net, but if it's not sticks in the lane, it's 10 out of 10 goaltending for the Barrie Colts. Has been the reason for their perfect penalty kill so far here tonight.
Face-off, scrambled along the boards. Gens come up with it. D'Amato down for Griffin. Griffin looking down low for Torrance. He moves into the corner. Tried to shoot it around the zone, but it's picked off by Grayson Tiller, and he'll send it down the ice. 35 seconds remain in the Generals' 6th man advantage. Griffin slicing into the zone. Griffin looks across, they score! Finally, the Generals convert. It's Lauri Cinnamori on the setup from Owen Griffin, and it's 2-1 Generals.
Speed through the neutral zone is key on this one. The offensive zone entry is absolutely perfect. Watch this as Owen Griffin, a little bit of a give and go with Lauri Cinnamori, and they're off to the races. Speed on the zone entry, and the passing is perfect. Griffin and Cinnamori just play catch with it through the neutral zone. Back and forth they go, and there you see Aitcheson a bit flat-footed. The speed of Griffin on the zone entry allows him to get around the defenseman, and then he puts it on a pillow for Lauri Cinnamori. 6th time is the charm on the power play for the Oshawa Generals, and they regain the lead 2-1.
You need that speed going through. D'Amato is the one who dropped it back and set a bit of a pick, too, to allow Cinnamori and Griffin to bust through. And they play pitch and catch, and the Generals get the lead back. 1 for 6, including a 5-minute major. But in the end, they get themselves a goal as Griffin and Aitcheson joust inside the Colts line. Now Griffin steps up with a hit on Aitcheson, and play continues on. A shot stopped by Oster. Kept in by Van Steensel. Romani out there was Jelsma. Out front was Van Steensel. Puck never made it to him. Toms one-hands it out to center, then fights off a check and continue on. As his mates are changing. Good job by Ethan Toms. Buy some time. Gives Aitcheson a bump. Look out front. A chance for Franson, and it rolled over his stick. Bodie Stewart starts back the other way. Couldn't get it by Gibson. Tom's trying to chase down a puck against Aitcheson. And Aitcheson will win that race. Lifted high out to center. Potential 2-on-1, but it hopped over the stick of Hemming. And Franson back defensively. We'll get some help from Toms to tip it out to center. Sent ahead by Eliasson. And it's tipped on the wrong side of center for the Colts. And so icing is the call. The teams trade power play goals. Aitcheson first, but the response from Sinovori and the Generals. It's 2-1 Oshawa on Rogers TV.
Hello, my guest is Mike Conant, a financial advisor who's going to share some key points on how best to plan for retirement. Join us and learn the story behind the person right here on Rogers TV.
Knights of Columbus TV Bingo, 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV. Buy your tickets from your local merchants for your chance to win up to $5,000 every Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Now scan down the Generals bench as we're having a chat with head coach Brad Malone right now. Offensive zone face-off coming in off of the TV timeout. Gens get a power play goal from Laurie Sinovori, a setup from Owen Griffin, a nice one at that.
Yeah, and Owen Griffin has been fantastic here tonight. We talk about the top six so much for the Gens because they are so loaded up top, but that third line provides a lot of depth as well, and Owen Griffin has played one of his best games in the past few weeks here tonight. He's had speed, he's had creativity, and he's been smooth with the puck. All of that combined helped set up Laurie Sinovori for the 2-1 goal.
Colts come away with the puck. Emil Hemming getting around the outside of Wang. Hemming is shot. Oster's got it. Didn't know exactly where it was, though. But it's underneath the goaltender, in fact, in his pad.
Well, we want to talk about speed. How about Emil Hemming entering the offensive zone with speed? 6 points in his last 3 games, and he can absolutely fly a few steps to the outside and opens up a lane towards goal for himself. Jacob Oster makes the save. Maybe wasn't too sure in doing so, but keeps the puck out and doesn't panic. Makes sure to stay still enough to get the whistle.
Well, gets around Simon Wang, and we mentioned that matchup. The right side of the offense of the Barrie Colts, Romani, Patterson, and Hemming. And getting an extra shift as well as the Colts started down 1 forward, and with Wakely sent out of this game in the first period for a slew foot, they're down an extra. But offside are the Generals. Powell stepped across too early at the offensive blue line. There is a look at Simon Wang, who's a Boston University commit. Decided to join the Oshawa Generals at the trade deadline.
And when you start playing against these top teams in the OHL, there really is nowhere to hide. There's no soft matchups, so to say, for a last change home team to try to get a rookie defenseman new into the league against a maybe easier type of matchup. You talked about it as a left defenseman playing some of the right side players for the Barrie Colts. Romani, Patterson, and Hemming, like you said, no easy matchups, no soft matchups in that top 9 for the Barrie Colts. Simon Wang has been good in this game against some very, very high-level competition.
Well, they're had to deal with Hemming, a Dallas first-rounder, as Bodwin makes it in, the Utah first-rounder. Couldn't get by the Maple Leafs first-round pick in Danford, who lifts it high and out to center. Back for it, Bertucci. Torrance keeping an eye on him. Griffin into the forecheck against Aitcheson as that battle continues, but here's a chance for Riley Patterson. Wrist shot, though, blocked by Sandu. Bodwin with it in the corner. Chips it around the zone. Carter Lowe spins it behind the icing line. Sandu trying to pin Bodwin to the boards. They continue to battle, kick the puck free. In is Danford. He can't sweep it out. Finally, it does come loose. Danford will get to it. Now just trying to protect it away from Carter Lowe. Spits it out to Torrance. And now Buckley couldn't get the backhander up the boards, but did get it out to center at least. Bertucci turns back at his own blue line. Kashawn Aitcheson gives to Tristan Bertucci. Back to Aitcheson. A very low chorus of boos in the Generals crowd.
Oh, now they're chiming in. I think one guy got the party started.
Here's the captain, Mo Jelsma. Trying to lift it in from center, didn't get much on it. Generals turn it right back the other way. Van Steensel, though, picked that off. Romani onside. Hooks it towards the goal. Rebound came out. Jelsma couldn't find it. Sennecke does. Spins away from Jelsma in the corner. Sends it up off of Martin. Back to Sennecke with Ritchie. 2-on-1. Beckett Sennecke to Ritchie. Looking back for Sennecke. And the pass was behind him. That's twice 2-on-1s between those two. And neither results in a shot.
Yeah, well played once again by the defender. The first time it was Bo Jelsma, a forward, actually on the power play, having to defend it. But most dangerous players for the Gens. Couple 2-on-1 opportunities, unsuccessful.
Sennecke and Ritchie again. Sennecke, a couple of shots couldn't get through, then ridden into the boards hard by Grayson Tiller. And away the other way is Bodie Stewart. Leaves it back. Shot by Hemming. Rips over top of the goal. Karams back out to center. Shot back in by the Colts offside. The fact it's an icing call by the Colts, and Eliasson's got a slash for Cinnavori. After the play, faceoff will come down to the very end.
So Bo Wakely has to, or tries to hold the line here, as maybe the Colts will tend to shade a bit more on the offensive side of things. Final 10 minutes down by 1. Grayson Tiller's the defender back on the 2-on-1, and how scary a proposition is that when Cal Ritchie and Beckett Sennecke are the players bearing down on you. First chance, first pass got through, second one did not.
Barlow off the face-off win, shot it wide. Simon Wang will spin it around the zone. Powell onto it. Powell turns away from the check of Stewart, still with it. Powell to the net. Noah Powell, he's hooked up. Cinnavori pokes at a loose puck and gets it free. Sends it down low for Barlow. Morelli in off the point. Throws it to the open corner. Wang will jump on his side, bumps with Hemming. Powell swings it across for Cinnavori. Barlow's at the front of the net. Powell in the far corner now. And Noah Powell, not easy to knock off pucks. And showing it again, this time the Generals turn it right back with Colby Barlow. Barlow a shot. Rebound came out right through the goaltender's legs. Long lead pass, and Danford cut that off, where Bodwin was alone off to the races. Back is Morelli. Gives to Barlow for Morelli. Takes a shot, sharp angle. Another rebound off of Horebic. There's been a few. The Generals unable to cash on those. Bodwin the other way. Carter Lowe looking back for Bodwin. And Barlow's got it, flips it out to center.
Good active stick by Noah Powell as well in the neutral zone. Just clamps down on the Colts player, ends up stealing a puck and giving Colby Barlow an additional opportunity the other way.
Kashawn Aitcheson, enemy number 1. How much would you love to see this matchup in a playoff battle?
I'll tell you one thing, they don't boo nobodies.
Never do. Torrance in the corner, working against Bodwin. Puck comes free. It'll make its way out to center, and Aitcheson back. So start the chorus.
Remember when it was just one guy yelling boo?
It was.
It's caught on.
It started as a solo. It's turned into a full ensemble. Here's Toms in the slot. Gets a shot away. Rebound came out. Franson finds it. Backhand goes wide. Rogowski on it. The fourth line for the Generals has done a good job of keeping the Barrie Colts in their zone. Toms now falls. Aitcheson sends it ahead. Romani from center will dump it in. Back forward is Gibson. Quickly met by Van Steensel, who centered it. D'Amato flips it to the point, kept in by Tiller. In the corner, Van Steensel. Romani had it slide off his stick. He still finds Tiller, long shot. Save made by Oster, swept at with one hand by Toms, and he'll get it down the ice, but not enough for icing. Good break for the Generals, who get a change.
Good job by Luca D'Amato as well in a net front battle with Anthony Romani. Maybe undersized in that matchup, but out-muscles Romani to maintain positioning.
Here's Sennecke. Leaves it for Ritchie. Back for Sennecke, and it's off a skate of Tiller. And Romani starts back. Ritchie quickly meets him. Romani won it off anyway as he dumps it in. And so Simon Wang starts from behind his net. Slides it ahead for Morelli. Look out. Had to deal with the pressure of Hemming. His pass for Gardner was too far. Hemming behind the icing line. Skates out with it. He finds Eliasson. Blocked by Sennecke. And Ritchie gets it to Sennecke. Will lift it high and down the ice. And icing waved off early on that one.
Well, Hemming not moving his feet at all, standing still for perhaps too long, causes the linesman to wave that one off.
But Hemming right back the other way, run into the boards by Danford. Here's Sandu. Colby Barlow. Protects, curls, swings it around the zone. Powell onto it quickly. Trying to turn the circle. Powell got clipped, but gets right back up. Finds it to the point. Sandu for Danford. Back for Sandu. Can't find a shooting lane. Will send it around the zone. Danford pinches on the near side against Hemming, who protects it, but then saucers it down the ice. It's a race, Sandu and Aitcheson. And it's Sandu who wins that race. The Colts are dog-tired, bent over, but they get the TV timeout. 4:21 to go in its third period. It's a 2-1 Generals lead. You're watching the OHL Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
My time in the OHL allowed me to prepare for life as a professional hockey player at a young age. The development opportunity players are provided by playing in the OHL is unrivaled. Support systems teams have in place help players immensely once they get to the next level. With the coaching, skill development, facilities, and attention the OHL provides, I believe it is the best hockey development league in the world.
Kashawn Aitcheson has turned himself into public enemy number 1 here in Oshawa.
Yeah, garnering a lot of boos from the hometown crowd as he is so good at getting under the skin of the opposition's top players. The Barrie Colts trying to pull the old switcheroo here. They had 6 guys on the ice during the TV timeout, waiting to see who the Oshawa Generals put out. Tried to make a late change at the bench, but the referee's not having it. Aitcheson, by the way, up a goal on the ice, down a goal on the ice, all situations type player.
Gibson shot block, gets it. A one-timer from Buckley off the goalpost. High slot shot from Buckley. And Barrie, with a great bank, will get this down the ice, and the D will change. Oster plays it for D'Amato, slides it up the boards. It's all Colts there, though. Bodwin looks across for Lowe. That one hopped over his stick. Gibson will lift it out to center. Griffin trying to bat that down, almost flipped it to himself.
Yeah, he juggled it a bit. His hands have been on point tonight.
Tiller sends it across. In for it, Bodwin looks back to the point. Grayson Tiller and a hop over his stick. Gets it under control for Patterson. Shot. That one blocked by Gibson. And Akey has to retreat back for it. Ethan Martin keeping an eye on him. 3.5 minutes to go in the OHL Friday Night Faceoff. Build has a good Eastern Conference battle and living up to the billing. Grayson Tiller gains center. He gets crashed, and Sennecke's going to take a penalty as the arm rode up. The helmet of Tiller came off just as contact was being made. But Sennecke had the forearm up near the head, and the Barrie Colts are going to get a late power play in the third period.
It'll be interesting to see when the goaltender gets pulled for a 6-on-4 as well. Here's Sennecke, crunches Tiller into the wall. Tiller was trying to get that red. It was basically a race to the red line to get it over the red line and down the ice. They're going to review this as well.
They're reviewing this.
It's up as 5 right now.
Well, they have to call it 5 in order to review, and so they put 5 up on the board. They can drop it down, perhaps looking for a potential butt end.
Or just even the head check into the glass. Sennecke's trying to sneak a peek at the tablet through the glass. Dalyn Wakely tossed very early in this game, by the way, for the Barrie Colts for a slew footing major. They've been without one of their top players for the entire game. And now with bated breath, this building waits because a 5-minute major with just 3:11 to go would be a huge moment in this game.
Well, the Generals were unable to score on that 5-minute man advantage. And what a break it would be for the Barrie Colts here. Let's get another look at it. Sennecke comes in.
Starts on the shoulder,
Is
starts
it an
on
elbow?
the back.
Does it ride up?
Rides up. And contact into the glass.
So was it targeting the head or does it ride up? This is the question. And it looks like it's shoulder that rides up, but the elbow ends up into the head, onto the glass. And so Mac Nickel and Hillary Brennan have another decision to make here. This one not as clear cut as the Slewfoot call.
And it's a big decision. The outcome of this game, or at least what will then play a factor into determining the outcome, certainly hinges on this. 5 minutes versus 2 is a big swing. Looks like we have a quick decision as well. Nope, he's going. Sennecke's not pleased. 5 minutes is the call.
And Sennecke couldn't believe it when he was told the decision.
So my, oh my, what a finish now we are in for. Colts not only looking to tie the game, but if they do, they will still be on the power play. One step at a time, of course, but big opportunity here.
Yeah, they will be on the power play for the remainder of regulation time, barring taking one themselves.
Well, and even if they tie it and go to overtime, they'll have 4-on-3 to work with.
That's right. And they win the face-off. Aitcheson down for Hemming. It took 9 seconds for them to score on their first man advantage. Danford gets to the line, kept in by Aitcheson. Another chance. Aitcheson, fans on the one-timer. Danford's lost his glove now.
That doesn't feel good for Ben Danford.
Here's Hemming. Walking in, down low, Patterson looks up to the high slot. Generals will come out with it, and Ritchie will get it down the ice.
That's big for the Gens. Ben Danford can get off the ice to the bench. With one glove on his hand, he was already trying to hide it behind his back, in his pants. It's just not a comfortable position to be in when you're looking to block shots to save the game.
And he gets an assist from the referee, Mac Nickel, who delivers the glove back to the bench while play continues on. Dumped in by the Colts. The Gens, though, will get a chance to clear it. And they do send it out.
High stick.
It was touched by a high stick, though. And so this will be a face-off at center ice or out in the neutral zone.
So now our eyes will start to drift towards Ben Hrebeck, and when he will head to the bench for the 6-on-4 power play. Still some time to work with 2:22. But at some point he will head to the bench, and it'll be a 6-on-4 power play as the Colts will try to tie this game.
So a 5-minute major to Anthony Romani in the first period. Now a 5-minute major to Beckett Sennecke here in the third. I didn't get the official call, as it's Romani who brings it in. He'll send it around the zone. D'Amato races to it. Jelsma comes up with it. Gives to D'Amato, though, and he'll send it off the boards and down the ice. Generals scramble for a change. Barrie Colts can't handle it cleanly in the neutral zone. Sent down the ice, but still 2 minutes left in this third period. All kinds of time for the Colts. Bertucci drops it back. Jelsma will carry. Gets it to the line across for Gardner. He gave it away. Danford will shoot it down.
Poor execution here for the Colts. Power play. Ranked 12th in the season so far in the Ontario Hockey League, has had trouble getting set up in the offensive zone. Zone entries have been a struggle.
Yeah, but it's 6 for 12 in the season series.
Goalie to the bench.
Hrebeck heads to the Barrie bench. Extra attacker on. Bodwin's got the puck too. Looks cross crease. Bounces into the crease. They bang away at it. Oster's got it. And they push and shove as Patterson was the one trying to knock that free.
Yeah, this is easier said than done, but a time when both teams should just be skating away here. Oshawa can't afford to take another penalty, and Barrie wants to maintain this 6-on-4 man advantage. No penalties would be called. We'll now see if a timeout is taken by the Colts with just 69 seconds remaining in this third period.
It was 5 minutes for check to the head for Beckett Sennecke. The official call. Oster had his pad pinned to the post. And we will get the timeout called by the Colts.
All starts with the face-off as well. That'll make a big difference if the Gens can win the draw and get it down the ice, chew up 15-20 seconds with just 1:09 remaining in the third period. We are in for one heck of a finish here on the Friday Night Faceoff. Gens and Colts in a jam-packed Eastern Conference top half of the standings. The Generals off for the past 5 days, have fallen from 2nd to 5th by way of a couple of wins by teams that are in and around them. By the way, out-of-town scoreboard, the Brantford Bulldogs are up 5-3 on the Sioux Greyhounds with just over 3 minutes to go in that game. So close to 2 points in the bank for the Bulldogs, and the Generals looking to steer this one home, but will not be easy. Down 6-on-4 with 1:09 to go.
I would put the Bulldogs at 60 points. Generals can get to 59. It would put them one ahead of the Kingston Frontenac, so they'd at least move up one spot.
It will be a sprint to the finish in the East.
Every point important down the stretch. And 1:09 left in this one. Scramble draw comes to the point, kept in by the Colts. Aitcheson to Bertucci. Swings it back to Bo Aitcheson. Back to Bertucci. Near side, Hemming, one-timer. Oster the save. No rebound with Patterson on the doorstep.
Gibson out trying to block the shot, gets out as close to the point of release as he can, but a good job adjusting the angle here as Hemming's able to get it through Gibson, but not through Oster, who was quickly over and square to the shooter.
Face-offs on the other side, so Ritchie will come in place of Torrance to take the draw. Ritchie versus Jelsma, the two best on either team in the face-off category.
Ritchie's been better in the game here tonight, 10 for 16.
6-on-4. The Barrie Colts with the extra attacker on. Scramble draw. The Colts get it back to the point to Aitcheson. Skates it to the middle, back for Emil Hemming. Down low is Patterson. Hemming looks to the point to Aitcheson. Walks it in. Hemming's the shot. That one scores! Back bar and out. The Colts tie it and remain on the power play with 44.8 to go.
Rattles this one around the back of the cage, does Emil Hemming as he continues his hot play as of late. 7 points now in his last 4 games. The Colts finally get the offensive zone set up. It comes from a clean face-off win by Bo Jelsma. Puck movement across the top and a beautifully placed shot by Hemming. Oster was over and square. It's just a shot that beats a goaltender. Hemming loves the tee up from Aitcheson, put it right in his wheelhouse. Oster gets over in time, but not much hope in stopping that one as it rattles around the back of the cage.
Well, Danford out with a question for the referee. I'm not exactly sure what argument the Generals have there. It is still a Barrie power play, but it'll be 5-on-4. They won't pull the goaltender now in this situation. But a chance for the Barrie Colts to take a lead. Working on a 5-minute man advantage. Gibson way up ahead. Now he's got to scramble back. This is offside, though, as Patterson stepped across early. And that's a break, perhaps, for the Generals.
Yeah. Aitcheson goes horizontal at the blue line, and Patterson's a step ahead. That'll slow things down here and give the chance for the Gens to win another faceoff to get it all the way out and down the ice. 36.8 seconds away. Gens trying to hang on for overtime, where they would, if they get there, still be shorthanded.
For almost 2 minutes. They got to get there first, though. Griffin versus Bodwin. Everybody crowding in on the faceoff dot.
Winger win can be crucial here.
So important. Scramble draw. Aitcheson will send it back to Hemming. Bo Aitcheson. 30 seconds left in the third period. Aitcheson swings it across for Aitcheson. In the corner is Aitcheson. Around for Bodwin. Bodwin trying to walk it out front. Finds Hemming. Hemming chips it for Patterson. At the point is Aitcheson. Hemming, one-timer, glove save by Oster with Bodwin on the doorstep at 11.1 seconds in regulation.
How big is that? The Generals end this game without even achieving a point. That is an absolute heartbreaker, backbreaker situation. And it was that close. A puck going in off the shot there from Hemming would have done it. Still 11.1 seconds to go, though, for the Gens to survive. Be Noah Powell against Cole Bodwin on the draw. Look for Powell to go forward. Looked like he's set up for that.
Yeah, Bodwin sends Aitcheson back. Powell wins it back. Gibson trying to protect it away from Patterson. Pin it along the boards. 5 seconds left in regulation. The Generals will escape with a point. We'll need overtime to solve it, but the Barrie Colts will have 1:49 to work on the power play in the extra frame, 4-on-3.
This is the 8th game that's gone to overtime for the Barrie Colts. Their majority of their success has come in the 3-on-3, or what would be in this case a 4-on-3, as they've won 4 times and suffered defeat just once. Should it go to a shootout, they're 1-1 in that category. For the Oshawa Generals, this will be their 9th overtime matchup, and they've only won 1 of them in the 5-minute extra frame. 1 win, 3 losses, but if it goes to a shootout, they've won 3 out of the 4 in that department. But you're right, Mike, in talking about the key to start, and that's the power play that remains. 1:49 in the 5-minute major to Beckett Sennecke, who, remember, should the Gen survive, not available for a 3-on-3 situation nor a shootout, both areas that he excels. The Generals just want to survive this 1:49 and then see if they can get things done 4-on-4 or after a whistle back to 3-on-3.
So step 1, they at least get it to overtime after Barrie scores 6-on-4. Look at the captain, Bo Jelsma, Bo Wakely, Nicole Baudouin. Looks like they will start along with Emil Hemming. The Generals will send out Gibson and Danford, and it's Luke Torrance, the overager, who will be the lone forward.
4 overtime wins in the 5-minute frame for the Barrie Colts. Kashawn Aitcheson with a pair of those OT winners, Bo Jelsma and Riley Patterson with 1 each. On the General side of things, their lone 5-minute overtime victory came off the stick of Lowry Sinavori.
So 4-on-3 with the man advantage are the Colts, with 1:45 to work. And they'll set it up. It's Emil Hemming, the Dallas first rounder, who will carry it in. Drops it off for Jelsma. Akey to Jelsma. Working the Generals back. Akey looks for Hemming now. Skates to the middle. Hemming back for Akey. Pulls it back. Jelsma. In front is Baudouin looking for a tip. Jelsma to Akey. Hemming pulls it back again. Now fires off of Baudouin wide. Hemming in the corner, leaves it for Baudouin. Akey. One-timer Jelsma, out to block it, Danford. Fearless Ben Danford. Down again to block. Akey one-timer, that one missed. Ripped wide by Hemming. It'll carry him to the line, not out. Danford on one leg. Akey at the point. Walking in, a shot deflected by Torrance, up and out of play, and Ben Danford struggles his way back to the bench. But my goodness, blocked by Danford, we've often said, should just be an automatic button in this building. And once again, out and off the inside of the knee, that one smarts.
Yeah, warrior play by their captain, who is just in agony on the bench. Luke Torrance as well with a block off his stick up and over the glass to get the whistle. 44 seconds remains. New puck is needed from the timekeeper's bench is the reason for the brief delay here.
It's an agonizing 44 seconds as you allow the Barrie Colts and their high-powered offense to move this puck around. Face-off, scrambled. Morelli will get to it, and he'll slowly sift it down the ice.
And good poise there by Morelli. Instincts is just hammer it out and down, but takes his time. Another second off the clock and softly plays it down.
Here's Anthony Romani. 68 goals to lead the OHL last year. Aitcheson to the crowd of boos. Bertucci for Romani. Back for Bertucci to Romani. Patterson's on the doorstep. Romani and Bertucci continue. Pitch and catch the shot. Save made by Oster. And Ritchie will smartly take his time, then backhand it down the ice. And he'll chase after it. At least give Bertucci the scare.
Tom's on his feet.
Is about to step back on. The Generals back to even strength. They kill off the power play. Toms goes to the bench, though. Here's a chance for Romani. Shot it over top of the goal.
Boy, is that a gamble.
Barlow is back out. Aitcheson in the corner. Trying to work around Gibson. 4-on-4 remains until the whistle. Romani for Aitcheson. Back for Anthony Romani. Suses, hides it out front. Hit the goalpost, did Aitcheson. And the Generals get it the other way. Barlow busting through with Powell, but it's offside at the Barrie line.
The Generals survive the 4-on-3. The 5-minute major has expired. The Colts tie the game on the 5-minute major late in the third period. Now we're able to get back to the conventional 3-on-3 overtime format. Let's take a look at this. Last replay was to 4-on-4. The penalty had already expired. Centering pass. Not sure if it was a save or a post. If we have an overhead, it might show us even better. There's been a timeout called on the ice, by the way, I believe by the Barrie Colts. Their top players are probably tired from all that man advantage time. Eventually be an offside on that rush by Colby Barlow.
It's the Generals who call it. Barrie used theirs in regulation, so.
Right, yes.
Mike Ferrugia drawing up the play. The face-off in the neutral zone. But the Generals, again, without the use of Beckett Sennecke. 5-minute major game misconduct for a check to the head.
No Wakely for the Barrie Colts. He was tossed in the first period for a slew foot. So two of the brighter stars and two of the bigger scoring options for each team are not available for this 3-on-3 nor the shootout should we reach it.
Colby Barlow's 9-game point streak is on the line, by the way, so he's on the ice with Powell and Morelli. The Colts who control Aitcheson with Jelsma and Bodwin. Cole Bodwin from the Utah Hockey Club first rounder, trying to make his way around Powell. Powell bothering from behind. Bodwin still with it, circles the Oshawa zone. Powell still with it. Bodwin to the net. Blocker save made by Oster. Morelli down to block. Comes to Aitcheson at the point. Hopped over his stick. Gave it away to Barlow. But Barrie gets it under control. Powell went for the stick lift and almost gave up the lane to the net. Across the line is Jelsma. Jelsma with it. Finds Bertucci off the bench and his shot stopped by Oster. Barrie changing in the offensive zone. Bertucci walks in, shot deflected by Morelli, up and out of play with 1:48 to go in overtime.
Opportunity for the Gens to change their three tired players. Calum Ritchie's over the wall, Gibson's over the wall, and Sinavori look to be the trio that'll start with the defensive zone faceoff. Not a bad idea as well to put two center icemen out there. These are two of their top end players that are due for a shift anyways, so just in case of some sort of face-off throw-out, both Ritchie and Sinavori options on the ice for the Gens.
If they get an offensive zone face-off, I wouldn't mind seeing Owen Griffin, just the way he played in this game. But it's Barrie who controls once again. They've had it the entire overtime. Brad Gardner, the former Ottawa 67, steered out of the zone by Sinavori, who continues to track down the Dallas prospect. Giveaway. And Ritchie's got it for Oshawa. Now the Generals can go hunt. Ritchie across the line. Stops, waits, sets it up for Gibson. Hopped over his stick. He's got to get back. Bodie Stewart back the other way. Gibson, though, takes a smart angle. Beats Stewart to the puck, and now Ritchie's back the other way with Sinavori. Calum Ritchie crosses the line, makes a turn in front for Sinavori. Save made. Back the other way come the Colts. Romani. Aitcheson trying to make his way to the net. Romani with it, shot it over top of the goal. Torrance comes off the bench. Way ahead is D'Amato. Torrance will gain the zone. Out comes Griffin as well. Torrance scores! The Oshawa Generals kill off a power play in overtime, and it's Luke Torrance who buries the extra point. 3-2, the Generals win.
Speed through the neutral zone, again a key for the Oshawa Generals. More room, of course, with the 3-on-3. Luke Torrance has Luca D'Amato flying the zone. That option is shut down, so Torrance decides to take it himself. Speed through the neutral zone, backs off the defender. In fact, it's a forward in Emil Hemming who backs down below the top of the circles. Luke Torrance keeps his feet moving, lets a shot go, and in stride beats Ben Hrebic for the game-winning goal. A huge victory for the Oshawa Generals in a thriller with two of the best teams in the Eastern Conference.
The Gens take down the #1 Colts, get their first win of the season series. 3-2 the final. We'll be back to wrap it up. You're watching another thrilling OHL Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV Durham.
Make sure you catch the OCAA Stars of tomorrow as the Durham Lords make their way to be crowned national champions. Catch the game of the week, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Rogers TV Durham.
Missing your favorite channels? Get them on Rogers Xfinity TV. Free preview with Rogers Xfinity TV.
We invite you to play What My Line.
Welcome, Mrs. Baker. Those folks over there need to guess your extraordinary occupation.
Are you an entertainer, Mrs. Baker?
Yes.
Do people come to watch you, perform?
Yes.
Do you travel for work?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever wear a special type of costume?
Yes.
Is your job, physical?
Yes, indeed.
Are you a member of a team?
Yes.
Are you a professional baseball player?
Yes, I am.
Created during the Second World War, the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League included 68 Canadians. One of its brightest stars was my mother, Saskatchewan's Mary Bonnie Baker, a pioneer for women in sports.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to Oshawa, another thrilling Friday night face-off on the OHL Rogers TV. And my goodness, the Generals only have one more Friday night home game in the rest of the season. It's next Friday against Ottawa. Probably not going to be the Friday night face-off kind of matchup, but so far 2 weeks ago they played Brantford, a thrilling game. And then now against the Barrie Colts, an overtime thriller as well. These Friday night face-offs are pretty good in Oshawa.
Well, they are. I think this one was an easy choice, though. When it was made, like you said off the top, it was a first versus second style matchup. But the logjam that is the Eastern Conference has seen the Generals fall down a little bit. They've now climbed back up a little bit, though the Bulldogs put a couple points in the bank here tonight. A thrilling game, a thrilling finish, and just highly entertaining between two of the best teams in the league.
It's a 1-0 hockey game when we came into the third period. It quickly changed from that with the teams trading power play goals.
Yeah, it definitely did. It was an exciting third period and would eventually lead to a exciting finish. Jacob Oster made a first save on a Kashawn Aitcheson chance, but Aitcheson buried it. That was 9 seconds into a penalty that was taken by Beckett Sennecke, and for the Generals, that would not be the end of Beckett Sennecke's penalty problems in the third period. We'll get to that in just a moment. Luca D'Amato drops the Generals on their 6th power play of the game. 0 for 5 at this point. Speed through the neutral zone, speed on the zone entry, and Griffin to Sinavori to the back of the net finally breaks the goose egg on the power play. That would put the Oshawa Generals back out in front. And here's Sennecke's continued penalty problems we just mentioned. This would be called a 5-minute major for a head check, would go to review, and the call would be upheld. Allow the Barrie Colts down 1 late in the game to pull the goaltender, go up 6-on-4, and an Emil Hemming shot finds the back of the net. A rocket of beauty. Oster was over in square, but not much he could do with the perfection on that shot.
And so almost 2 minutes of power play time to start the overtime, and the long change. That block by Ben Danford might prove huge as well. And he'll have a wealth to prove it. A post hit by Kashawn Aitcheson down low would spring the Generals on a break, but it would be a late rush as the Generals goals were both changing. A lot of room for Luke Torrance, and he just walks in and wires it past Ben Arebe.
Yeah, maybe you're lucky to have the forward backpedaling there, and Emil Hemming dropping down below the top of the circle. Colts 3-on-3. It's a lot of ice out there, hard to manage the space, but closing the gap a bit earlier would have certainly prevented a quality shot on goal. But Luke Torrance with speed on the zone entry and a quick release, deceptive release, finds the back of the net. Big 2 points for the Generals. If they would have coughed that away, it would have felt like a loss, or a big loss despite getting the 1 point in overtime. So that's a big win for the Generals, and a nice bounce back after a poor effort Sunday against the Guelph Storm on home ice.
So it was all power play goals in the third period. Luke Torrance, an unassisted marker in overtime, an end-to-end rush. I think Noah Powell might have had a piece of that too, but regardless, the Generals don't care about that so much. They get outshot by the Colts 12-8 in that third period. 41-28 the shots in favor of the Generals. overall. They get a big 2 points in this one. Jacob Oster, third star honors, stopped 27 of 29. Ben Revick was fantastic in net once again. The OHL's leader in save percentage among goaltenders, stopped 38 of 41, including a couple of 10 bells. And Luca D'Amato gets a goal and an assist to take first star in this one. The Oshawa Generals are on the road tomorrow in Peterborough. That'll be a 7 o'clock start from the Lift Lock City, and then back home again next Friday to face the Ottawa 67s. We'll have that game for you, of course, here on Rogers TV. For Shane Hollinshead, Adam Dunphy, and the rest of our Rogers TV crew in Durham, I'm Mike Luck saying thanks so much for watching as the Generals take down the #1 in the Eastern Conference Barrie Colts in overtime, 3-2 the final in the OHL Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV Durham.
Did I take out some big loan?
Well, hopefully you don't have to if you already have a property.
Okay.
Hopefully you have enough equity in there. So you shouldn't have to take anything out if you're moving up or down. Now, if you're buying, that's a different story.
Okay.
If you're buying, hopefully you've already saved up a down payment. And when you're buying, you're going to, again, chat with your bank. There's different ways you can get your, if you're a first-time home buyer, for instance. I think we talked about this on our last show. We talked about there's new savings programs for them. The RSP have increased